Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's all wild and woolly. My name's Tony Basilio. Kind of wild, kind of woolly. On a Monday, it is the first Monday of portal season. Welcome in. Happy portal season to you and yours. It is running wild. It is all happening in front of us. It is a movement shaking the nation unlike any other. The college football world is reacting in real time. The glitterati in the college football world is reacting in real time. Tennessee has some real difference makers on their campus today. I asked the question, are the Vols about to open a Penn State pipeline? Because they have a couple guys on campus, one of whom is being crystal balled right now to LSU. But the way this thing's working, and I just want to caution you of this, okay? Because our UT Insider Orange Throat got all, stirred up in the blog, and that's okay. I got time for everybody to have a little emotion and this, that, and the other. But this is one little snapshot in time here. And I'm going to bring Brian and Bino in here, both of whom are NFL fans. Like, I'm an NFL fan. Some of you are not NFL fans, or you might cursorily watch the NFL. But I want to put a couple things before you here. And I'm not spinning for Josh Heupel. I'm not. Because I don't know how good of an organization guy he is. I don't know how good of an organization guy he isn't. We're going to find out. Because if you're not buttoned up in this deal, you're going to get your ass run over. That's the reality of it. The guy at Indiana is the best in the business. And I wrote today in the blog over at tclub.team, we got 4,400 words dedicated to the portal basically today. 4,400 words today in a free blog. You're not going to see anything online like that anywhere, including the X-Man who's got a report, our recruiting guru to the stars. The X-Man said he's got a bunch of guys that he recommends Tennessee gets involved with. From the lower divisions. People say, well, I don't want those guys. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Here's how this thing's going to work, okay? You got a couple guys like right now on Tennessee's campus in for a visit. Let me get my notes here. You've got some high ticket guys that are on campus right now. Chaz Coleman went to LSU over the weekends. Here now, got in last night around midnight. Here's the deal. You get him, great. That's awesome. Okay, you get him, that's awesome. Not gonna solve all your problems though. Nice player. Great defensive lineman. The way you win at this thing is by numbers, and you follow the Indiana model, which is you identify from lower divisions and you develop. The way you build NFL teams is on that third day when everybody else tunes out. The best organizations, the Eagles, constantly are finding guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. When everybody else, that's the part of the round where every 5 minutes you're picking a name off the board. That's what this is. You know, this Coleman guy's a first-round pick if you want the NFL draft thing. But then you've got guys like, Anwar Sadat O'Neal, who's a Philly boy. Anwar. His friends call him Annie. Anwar Sadat O'Neal from Delaware is a guy who's kind of rising. He'd be like a guy that went to the combine and maybe he slips, Or maybe he's like a second-round pick. You got to pay him second-round pick money. But then you're going to have guys that are going to come in through the back door that are going to be very good players for you. And that's how you win. So I'm not going to judge anybody based on what school they go to. Because if you look at Indiana's roster right now, and I did yesterday, because C was helping me compile this for the blog last night, you've got, at Indiana, they went one high-ticket guy on their offensive line that's mauling everybody. And that was a great offensive lineman from Notre Dame. And then they went out and built around him. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're looking at. You got to have the organization, or this coach won't be here in 2 years. It's pretty simple. We're in a new era now. Signing guys out of high school, it's fine, fun, make you feel good in December. This right here is how you build your team. This right here. And there's only so many first-rounders to go around. So you're going to build your team just like they do in the NFL. You know, another thing that is underrated in the NFL, and I want to jump Bino and Brian here, is these guys that are camp invitees that make your team, happens all the time in the NFL. You look around the NFL, look at the guys that come into the league undrafted that end up being all pros. It's the same model in college football. Now, the guy from Indiana this year is killing. And I was told last night that there are agents, an agent told me this, there are agents that are taking discounts. They're giving Indiana discounts to get their guys up there. That's how hot they are. Now, we woke up in a world, Bino, Jeff, as I welcome you in, where Indiana is the hottest thing since sliced bread in college football, Bino. Did you ever think we'd see it? It's one thing for them to be a flash in the pan. They had a 10-2 year like we did last year in 2024, and everybody was like, well, that was just because of their schedule. And now nobody's denying, Beanstar, what we're seeing. Nobody.
Yeah, Tony, I thought I would have to wake up from a long coma to see Indiana at this point, not wake up every morning and see it happen over the course of the last 2 seasons. And I think what they're proving is the more men you got out there, the better.
Yep.
And they've got men. They've got a bunch of 21-plus-year-old football players. It will be interesting to me, Tony, as this goes along, and I don't know the answer to this. I'm still skeptical that 60% or more of your roster or your starters can be portal guys year in, year out, and you be able to maintain that level of play. That'll be really interesting to watch over the next couple of years.
Agree with that. Now, that said, it would be a great thing, Bino, if 80% of Tennessee's football team next year is portal players. Do we agree with that? Their defense? Because they need
of their
of their
of their starters.
They need a complete overhaul.
Yes. Yeah, we need a complete overhaul on the defensive side.
So Tennessee right now is involved with, and we're going to talk on the other side with a guy I'm going to bring on here, who is a huge in the know, ball knower, Penn State guy, Penn State fan, and he's going to give us the breakdown. He was poking around at Penn State today on what they're doing in the portal because they've gotten basically assaulted, and he learned the following. He said, I got 2 Penn State sources that tell me that UT is the leader for Xavier Gilliam. They're leading for King Mack. Watch them with defensive back A.J. Harris. He said all those guys were starters at Penn State. And he said, despite what people are saying, Tennessee also has a good shot at Chaz Coleman. He writes the following to me today because I invited him on after he wrote this. I wanted all these guys to stay. Also, Amari Campbell's in the portal as well. Linebacker at Penn State. Second team, all Big Ten. Very, very, very good. Now, Bino, to the living listener, tell them how respectable Miller is as I invite him on to break these Penn State players down for us.
I knew exactly who you were talking about when you said you were going to bring him on. And he is he's an astute follower of football and basketball. Knows Penn State football inside and out. Knows basketball inside and out, regardless of the school.
Yep. He's on Beyond with us. He says I talked and he pokes around. That's how I got to know him. He picked the phone up and called me back in the day. What do you know? I love guys ask you, what do you know? You know why? Because those are the type of people you get to know when you do what I do because they call tons of people. And then all of a sudden you're sharing information. Doesn't mean it's all going to come to fruition, but it's all part of networking. And I learned early on in this business that the networking part of it is extremely important at times like this. You better have a good network. So again, he was told from the Penn State sources they believe that Tennessee is a leader for Xavier Gilliam, who's here. Defensive back King Mack, also A.J. Harris, 2 guys I was talking about Saturday. I did a little addendum to the Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime. And I'll do this as we go. And we'll also be doing some special videos over on YouTube if you want to like and subscribe. But he also said Tennessee's got a good shot at Chaz Coleman, and he threw out there Amari Campbell's name. I'll tell you this Kamori House guy from North Carolina, this linebacker that's visiting, would be a hell of a get. Tennessee ought to sign 12 defensive players and hope 8 of them stick. They need to totally rework what they were doing last year. Completely rework it. I say that with a straight face. I say that kind of unashamedly. This is what it is. It's either kill or be killed. I will not judge you by what school you went to. For instance, this kid from Delaware, Amari O'Neal, Bino, offensive tackle from Delaware, rising star. Does it bother you, Bino, that he played at Delaware? Bino, are you there?
Yes, Tony. Sorry, couldn't get the mute off. No, it does not bother me if he played at Delaware. If he played at Delaware for 3 or 4 seasons, it does not bother me.
Brian, does it bother you when you see small schools next to guys' names linked to the Vols? Like
I go back to Jared Verse a couple years ago.
There you go.
And there's a guy that X mentioned from Mercer, a running back. So
yep.
I think you can't leave any stone unturned.
I want to encourage the living listener to go check out X's report, X a ball knower. X is talking about guys that he would like to see the Vols get involved with, and he said, "Can I do that?" And I said, "Well, yeah. I think that's a great use of our time." Because the truth is, it might get down to those guys. Or maybe those guys are on the radar. People want to know about quarterback. There's a couple teams that are conspicuous by their absence in the portal right now. What's Miami doing? Miami's going to buy somebody out of the portal. And thank you. And it's going to get serious up in here, okay? Now, we wrote in the blog today that Miami might just be trying to entice, or they're going to wait till the last minute. A couple of these teams might just wait till the last minute to take their person, put them in the portal with a do not contact tag, and sign them. There's going to be some of that. What I'm saying is, I don't know whether Tennessee's doing that or not. They might or they might not be doing that. But they're not doing much with quarterbacks right now. As I told you on the postgame show, the Calanger guy who's at Florida State, his agent has tried to talk Tennessee and them into being. That's another thing you're seeing right now is, if you'll notice with these national guys, they talk about these agents. These agents have to spin these guys. That's part of it. They got to shape the narrative. The other thing that's interesting, speaking of agents, I was talking with somebody around the SEC about this on Saturday after I got off the air here Saturday night, just kind of comparing notes. The thing that's really worth mentioning is that you'll notice when you see some of these agents' names, they're not these people that represent the coaches or the upper echelon professional athletes. In many cases, people that are acting as agents for these kids are like street agents. I hate to say that. Or 7-on-7 coaches. So it is Bino, can you imagine what that's like dealing with these people? I had somebody tell me that there were a couple of SEC schools that had kids they talked into the portal. Literally walked into the portal, and the kids ghosted them. The quote-unquote agent quit returning phone calls. And then they would pop out and commit to somebody else.
I can't say I feel a whole lot sorry for him.
Mm-hmm. I kind of agree with that. I mean, why are we not collective bargaining and why we don't have contracts with these people? I don't know why everybody isn't in the portal. I really don't. I don't know why. I mean, what would those coaches do? You don't think these head coaches would all get in the portal if they could, Bino? And get a better deal?
I think the vast majority of them have shown they would, Tony.
They'd leave right before they play a playoff game.
I mean, they're doing that under contract.
I love Lane Kiffin over the weekend, calling back all his assistant coaches. It galls him. And by the way, speaking of Lane, because we're going to talk about him later on, Lane got a facial over the weekend. I'll tell you what, my agent that helps us with this stuff has got pretty good ear if you listen to this show. He got pretty good ear to the ground. Because that thing played out with Cincinnati Sorsby guy exactly how he said it was going to play out. It was Texas Tech and LSU for him, and it was nobody else. And LSU thought they went in there and bought him out from under Texas Tech, and Texas Tech said, "Hey, Lane, hold my beer, baby. Hold my beer. You go to 6, we'll go to 6.5. How about those apples? Apples? How about those apples? Lover boy Lane." Now all of a sudden, Bino, we got Texas Tech and Indiana at the top of this thing, Bino. What planet are we living on?
Well, it's not the college football planet we grew up on, Tony.
I kind of like seeing new blood. I like seeing a playoff that has Miami. It hadn't been up there in 50 years since Joker Coker was there. I kind of like seeing Indiana there. Why not? The thing I can't get out of my brain, and I don't want to belabor this, why did we take a year off last year after making the playoffs? It makes no sense. Indiana made the playoffs and took that pedal and went like this, look, right to the ground. I was poking around over the weekend. I'm not going to belabor this. We have a similar budget that they have. We have a similar budget. Now, while I criticize what happened before, I'm not going to criticize this till we see what happens. I'm of the mindset that you got to let this whole thing come to form, and then you go through the spring, and then we listen, and we assess who's what where, and who did what where, and where the dust settles. I don't care where the guys come from. I don't care. I don't care if you go get 3 linebackers from Temple. Doesn't mean they can't play. Does not mean they, and like Brian said earlier, Jared Verse, when they were chasing him from Albany, everybody said, who? What in the world? You're involved with somebody from Albany? Albany. He was the best freaking player in defensive college football that year. And Brian, he's been pretty good in the pros, yes or no? Jared Verse.
Yeah, I think he was picked. Was he not a first-round pick?
I mean, come on now. Our guy I'm drafting in the first round on the other side, the Penn State-Tennessee connection. Miller's going to give us a lowdown on these players and what he's hearing as we continue after this.
Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations, Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Tony Basilio, proud to bring to you Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Alan, 'tis the season of giving, and you're in a giving mood.
We're in a giving mood, Tony. We're extending this sale, this 40% off sale. And to the Tony Basilio loyal listeners, of course, we're going to do the 45% off using code word Tony. And because it's the time for giving, if you use that Dave promo code, we're going to give you 45% off. But get this, Tony. We're not going to give you a warranty. We ain't going to give you a warranty because we know if you use a negative promo, you're going to have problems with your floor.
The great thing, though, with the Supercore floor, Alan, and you've proven this over at YouTube, is it's hard to have problems with your floor.
It's hard to have problems, yes, Tony. You don't have claims. I mean, we literally don't. We've got a remarkable product. It's waterproof, pet-proof. It's even mother-in-law proof for the holidays. So there you go. We have 120 different Supercore floors. It's got a lifetime warranty, room visualizer. You can take a picture of your room, drop our floor right into it. We've got all this stuff in stock here in Johnson City. We ship nationwide for free.
120 Supercore floors, 45% off through the new year. Alan at WeShipFloors.com. Anything else for us?
Go Vols, Tony.
Love it. WeShipFloors.com.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy-efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show. Presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
T to the B and Y's. We welcome you back. 865-200-5402. As promised on our Newsmaker hotline, shout out to our friends, ladies and germs, say it, know it, and write it down, over at WeShipFloors.com. We Ship Floors Allen, that's my guy right there. WeShipFloors.com. Check them out. Don't you dare pay that full retail price. Go to WeShipFloors.com and shop like a manufacturer. All right, let's go to the Newsmaker hotline now, ladies and germs, and I bring in, without further ado, the great Ken Miller, who joins us. Miller, you and I was bragging on you in the last segment. You're a guy that has never been afraid to get on the phone and call around and ask for information. That's how you and I got to know each other 30 or so odd years ago. You're one of my guys in my web, as I like to say. We trade information with each other from time to time. I find you to be an astute ball knower, though you don't have like a media representation. But I felt the need to bring you on, and Bino referred to you today as excellent,
and extremely knowledgeable. So we've put you over to this audience. So please don't let us down. Can we do that off the front end here?
Well, I'll do my Tony Bino's praise may be ill-advised, but I'll do what I can.
Bino, is the praise going to be ill-advised here on the front end? What are we thinking?
Absolutely not. Ken will deliver. Tony, there is no there is no correct estimate for the amount of tax money that people spent for Ken and I to talk sports at two different sites on the Oak Ridge Reservation.
And Miller, by the way, loves Penn State, always has since childhood, and he's a big Penn State fan. And, that's whatever. People can love whatever they want to love. That's cool with me. And he's a huge Tennessee basketball fan. So, Bri, what would he be? Like a knit Vol? What would we call him, Bri? We have some Vol cats. I haven't met many Lion Vols, Bri. Have you?
Nittany Tear.
Nittany Tear. Okay, there we go. All right, so, and the Nittanies are in tears right now because their players are getting rated, which is the way this thing goes. Miller, you told me off the air, you said it's making me sick because if Tennessee adds these guys, they're getting some very good players. Just elaborate on the type of material that Tennessee could have at their fingertips here if they can do this.
Well, these guys, they're very good. They've been top 10 defense every year till this year when Jim Knowles got there. And he kind of got in the way, actually. He was too complicated. And after he left, their defense got better this year, and they just played prettier. But there are a lot of talent. Some of them were top 100. Almost all of them were top 250 recruits. I hate to see them leave. They're at positions that Tennessee needs, defensive backs, safeties, defensive linemen. And some of them are, if they get Chaz Coleman, that's a steal right there. That's a first-round draft pick.
Chaz Coleman, obviously, LSU's gone all in on him. LSU's crystal balled with him. But as we know, with these portal deals, you can be crystal balled all day long. If I walk on your campus, I got a chance to get you in the transfer portal era.
Exactly. And my understanding is that he is there, either was there over the weekend or is coming this week.
Yeah, he got in at midnight right now. Yeah, so he's there right now, along with Xavier Gilliam, who's there as well.
That is two really good players. Chaz Coleman will be an All-American, I think. You give him a year in the weight room, he needs about 20 pounds, but he can run. He's extremely fast and athletic. Xavier Gilliam was a Penn State played a three-man rotation at defensive tackle, and he was in that rotation, and he was always one of them that would be at the game at the end of the game. Very good player, 302 pounds, defensive tackle out of the DMV. I hated to see him leave Penn State.
For the uninitiated, the DMV means?
Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia. A great recruiting territory.
Yep.
A lot of players.
Yep. It's where the Michael Vicks of the world came from, and it's how Virginia Tech built their great teams all those years ago, and it's been fertile recruiting ground for Penn State down through the years, as he refers to it as the DMV. So Gilliam, and also Chaz Coleman. When Chaz Coleman first popped up on the radar last week, you reached out to me and said, hey, this guy had 1 year under his belt, and elaborate on the type of player he is and why the competition seems to be so fast and furious for him.
His athletic ability, and he's about 6'4", weighs about 230. Can really run, really run. Just great athlete. And there's just so much potential there. He was outstanding pass rusher, as a freshman that was underweight. But his speed is what really makes him. He's very fast. He would be a great catch. He's the guy that I most hate to see leave Penn State. Him and Gilliam are actually the top two that I hate to see leave because defensive tackles are so hard to find, and Coleman is just he's a Michael Parsons athlete. You know, he's not where Michael was as a freshman, but he's that type of athlete. Out of Columbus, Ohio State didn't recruit him till late. His coming out of high school, and then they tried to get on him late, and it was too far into the game by then, so they couldn't get him. I do understand that they've thrown some money at him this time, but
they've tried. Yep.
Yeah, I think they're going to get outbid by the SEC teams. If I were Tennessee and I had him on campus, I would lay the money on him while you got him there. Gilliam, another one, he's going to be very good. He's already good. But, again, that's the two I hated to see leave Penn State the most, and they've had a lot of good players get in the portal.
Bino, Jeff Henderson, do you have anything for Miller before we move down the line here? Perhaps anything about Jim Knowles? Anything
I
like
do.
that? Go ahead.
I do, Tony. Ken, the rep, Jim Knowles' rep, was that when he moves, basically no one goes with him, or he doesn't take anyone with him. Now he's had several coaches come, and it looks like there's an opportunity for several players to follow him as well. Is that more respect for Jim Knowles or just the situation at Penn State?
I think it's more the situation at Penn State. What I read and hear is Knowles is not a likable person. And I think that's probably why people don't go with him very often. Now, the guy he's bringing, Anthony Poindexter, is a great coach, assistant coach. He can recruit and he can coach. This is going to be the fifth year in a row he's going to put a safety in the NFL. And he's a DMV recruiter. I was really hoping that Penn State would give him the defensive coordinator's job. The other guy that's coming with him, he was the assistant defensive line coach. I wasn't real familiar with him, but they've had good defensive linemen while he was there. But Knowles I think is hard to get along with, and his system evidently is very complicated. And the first year, Penn State struggled the first half of the year on defense. They could not stop anybody. And then after he left, now the competition at the last four games was a little easier, but their defense played well against Indiana and Iowa, and decent against Ohio State. They actually could have, should have beat Indiana. They played Indiana closer than anybody has. You know, they got beat on the last play of the game.
Should that concern Tennessee fans that it was their defense got better when Knowles left late?
Well, what I would say is don't expect a miracle the first year under Knowles. All the players talked about they felt more freedom after he left. That they had to think too much instead of just reacting. And so, again, don't expect a miracle. Maybe it is, but it may take 2 years before they totally understand the system, which in college football is not the greatest thing in the world because you got too much coming and going with players.
Now, Miller, as we break it down scientifically here, who's a big Penn State guy who really, stays on top of this stuff to the point where you reached out to some Penn State sources today, and they said, man, Tennessee is cleaning up on. Tennessee looks like they're poised to clean up with these guys. Obviously, these guys feel a sense of affinity to Knowles. They feel something, or they would not be. They wouldn't be on campus today. The two guys there, and then there are two more that you named that you heard through the grapevine or linked, and that's to go with Chaz Coleman, who we already talked about, who, by the way, is being crystal balled to LSU, but again, he's on UT's campus, and to quote Patrice Rushen back in the day, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So if he's on your campus, you got a shot, and anything can happen. Xavier Gilliam's the other guy that's here, so you got an end and a tackle. And then there are two DBs. One of them is King Mack. The other one is A.J. Harris. Now, this Mack guy is like a world traveler, okay? He started at Penn State, right? Transferred to Alabama, transferred back to Penn State, and now he's looking for another home. Can he play? I mean, what can you tell me
Yes.
about King Mac?
He was a starter the last 7 games. He kind of got his feet back under him at Penn State. Yes, he can play really fast, can return punts, good tackler. He's a good player. Again, I hated to lose him. The other one, A.J. Harris, was a preseason. People were projecting him as a first-round draft pick. Had a bad year. I'm not sorry to see him go. He started at Georgia and ended up at Penn State, and now he's leaving again. He's actually from Alabama, and King Mac is from Florida. But King Mac would be a good grab. A.J. Harris, if you can get his head right, is very, very good. He got benched a lot late in the year, and he was not a starter the last few games. Well, after Knowles left, he played a whole lot less. So I'm sure that's why he's here or talking about maybe coming to Tennessee is because of Knowles. And Poindexter probably has a big influence on both those kids, I would imagine.
Bino asked about Poindexter before. Everything I hear about him in that industry is the guy is an absolute rock star.
He is. I consider him the new Larry Johnson. Before Larry Johnson got old, I thought he was the best assistant coach in football because he could coach and recruit both. And he still can. He's just old now. And I put Poindexter in that category. He can coach and he can recruit. And very popular with the players. I really hated to see him leave. So got a star right there.
Well, and the truth is, that's how you build your deal. You get quality assistant coaches. You got to have, and in this day and age, too, of the portal, you got to have quality guys that know what they're looking at, know how to develop. And you mentioned this to Bino, but I want to underscore this one more time. This NFL draft coming up will be 5 drafts in a row where this guy has a high-end draft choice, yes?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's like Alabama stuff back in the day. That's crazy.
I mean, he has done a great job with safeties, putting them in the NFL. And they're not just hanging on, they're playing. Well, the 49ers and the Bears, both of them are Poindexter guys, they're safeties. And right now, names leave me for the other two. But the Tyree Wheatley is the guy this year that will be a high pick and will play. There's some other guys I've seen that if I were Tennessee, I would contact. Matt Olesh, he's a tight end. He was a 5-star, and he redshirted this year. The word is he's probably going to go with Franklin to Virginia Tech, but he would be worth a contact. Very good prospect. Another tight end committed to Virginia Tech, so I guess he's out Matt Henderson. But Penn State had a lot of talent on that team. That's why they were preseason number 2. They had a terrible year, but there are prospects up there that Tennessee keeps popping up on their list. So I expect Tennessee to have a good portal year, at least from the Penn State view.
This Amari.
Hey, Ken,
go ahead, Miller. Go ahead, Bino. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine, Tony. I was getting ready to ask you about the draw that Franklin has to former Penn State players at Virginia Tech. I mean, is there a division there where the offensive players are drawn to him and the defensive players aren't? Or are some of these defensive players considering Virginia? And I know it's more about money than anything else, but are some of these defensive players considered Virginia Tech as well?
I hadn't thought about that, but it's mostly the offensive players, actually, that seem to migrate that way, which is kind of funny because his offenses, that was their weakness. But there's been several already commit down there, and I hadn't thought about that, Jeff. That's a good point. Supposedly, they're the leader for that quarterback up there, Ethan Grunkemeyer, which is another player. If I were Tennessee, I would be calling. He looked very good the last 7 games. He got the start. He actually played much better than Drew Aller did, and I would be giving him a call. He's got 3 years of eligibility left. He was an Elite 11 quarterback. Tells you, he's got talent.
Yep.
And he played very well. Another guy that just got in the portal yesterday, and I saw Tennessee mention with him, was a linebacker named Amari Campbell. Very good player.
Yep.
Was all Big Ten, transferred there from North Carolina after spring practice. So he got there in the summer, and he ended up wearing the green dot. Tells you how, he's pretty intelligent. And I would be looking at him if I were him. And I did see that their name was included on his list.
So this thing with Knowles, and I want to make sure we're understood here, Miller, because I got people on YouTube accusing this of being a Knowles hate fest. The book on Knowles is that his defense is very hard to pick up year one. And by year two, you're cooking with grease. The truth is, okay? The truth is that if you take the guys that we're talking about, and there's 3 or 4 of them, say you get 3 of them, those are 3 guys that know your defense. If you get 2 defensive linemen and those 2 defensive backs we're talking about, you've got to jump. Now you're in year 2 with these guys. That's how you have to look at it. That's the whole reason we talk about this is not to rain on Knowles. There's no question Jim Knowles knows what he's doing. Jim Knowles had a good defense in the old Big 12 where nobody played defense. Miller's a ball knower. Yeah. Jim Knowles' defense is the reason Ohio State won their national championship. I mean, let's get real here. 2 years ago when they smothered us 2 football seasons ago. And he and the head coach got sideways and hated each other at the end. That's why he went to Penn State.
Exactly.
But he brought in all this advanced schemes. He took a very good defense and he confused the hell out of them, which is what he does. Now, will he simplify things here, which is something Bino and I have talked about? Will the head coach go to him and go, hey, look, coach, kind of whisper in his ear, I don't want you to get fired and me to get fired. I don't want you to get fired 2 years in a row and me to get fired this year. So can we simplify things? Which will be interesting to see if they do that. Because Knowles is one of these. He's got 2 things, Bino, in the hardhead category, and I'm used to him, okay? One, he comes from Philadelphia, which those are the most hard-headed people on planet Earth. A bunch of characters, but really hard-headed people. And then the second thing is he's an Ivy League guy. And you can't tell those people anything. So, but we will say for the record, Miller, that he's a hell of a defensive coordinator once he gets it figured out, yes?
Yes. I mean, he showed that at Ohio State. And that was a good point. If they could get these Penn State guys, that's their second year in the program.
Yes.
And so that would be a bonus. That should speed his defense up. And again, I know it's positions of need for Tennessee, so that'd be a big deal right there, yes.
So the interesting thing is here, now Miller, again, has a couple sources at Penn State that say the Vols are intimately involved. 2 of the guys we know, and then the 2 DBs, Miller, once again, whose names are the 2 DBs we were talking about. King Mack is one.
And A.J. Harris.
And who, the second one?
A.J. Harris. He's
A.J.
a cornerback.
Harris.
King Mack is a safety.
Yep.
They're both good players.
The Penn State guy that's the first-round pick this year, Ty, what was the name again? Give me that name again.
Oh, he won't be a first-round pick, but he'll play in the
high
pro.
pick.
Tyree Wheatley. He'll be a day 2 pick.
He was their adjuster, right? He was the guy that called the signals?
No, Amari Campbell.
I want the adjuster, Bino. That's the guy in the port. I want him. I want the adjuster, Bino. Right now, Bino. I want the adjuster, Bino.
Oh, I do too, Tony. So maybe we can quit saying that.
What does that mean? I want the adjuster. Am I allowed? Miller, was he a good adjuster?
Yes, he was the green dot guy. Good player, very fast for linebacker, and excellent tackler. He doesn't miss many tackles. If he gets to you, he wraps up. Another one I hated to see leave.
Tell the living listener about the green dot guy, Miller, what that means. The adjuster.
What's the guy calls the defense. You know, it's the one that they radio into and tell them how to line up, and then he moves people around.
Go! Let's go!
The key on Amari Campbell, from what he said, is strictly money. He's going to take whoever gives him the most money. So, kind of, he put the ball in everybody's court right there. If you want him, just give him the most money.
Almost got to have Amari Campbell, Bino. You almost got to have that the guy that knows the defense, that wears the dot. That would be such an edge if you could get him. The advantage, Bino. Yes or no?
Yes, Tony.
I mean, you got to get him. I would pay him more than anybody. If you tell me Miller he can play, can he play?
Yes. Yes, he was second team All Big Ten. If he came back this year, he'd probably be first team, maybe an All-American.
How would he comp to some of Tennessee's linebackers they had on the floor last year?
I don't watch Tennessee enough to know, truthfully.
Let me help you out. He'd be a lot better.
Okay.
Bino, would we be safe in saying that, Bino?
Yes, I think you would be safe in saying that, Tony.
A linebacker under Tim Banks. Miller, anything else you'd care to add on the way out? You've been incredible. And Penn State really is getting rated, aren't they? This got to be a weird feeling for you, and it's a weird feeling for all of us to see Indiana doing what they're doing. Indiana, we woke up, Miller, and they're the it program in college football somehow. I had an agent over the weekend tell me, I put it in the blog today, that their teams are giving Indiana a discount to get their kids up there.
Yeah, it's amazing. I never thought I would see Indiana be anything in football. And they are the it team right now. And they hit a home run. Kurt Signetti was Indiana's Bruce Pearl. You know, he just turned the program around, and now he's bringing players, and they've got a lot of money, evidently. They've got Mark Cuban money behind them, and they are getting players. And it does hurt to see all these players leaving Penn State. Penn State is going to be Iowa State East next year. They're getting Iowa State's team. So I hate to see these guys leave, but that's just the nature of the game anymore.
Could the Grunkemeyer...
Hey, Ken, before you get out of here,
yeah, go ahead, Bino.
Your thoughts on this basketball team this year so far?
I'm disappointed. I think it's a poorly constructed roster the way things have played out, because Nate Ament is nowhere near as good as we were led to believe. And the two-guard spot, none of them, they're all just alike. None of them can shoot. The key to me, because I have no faith in Ament, is Estrella and Carey are the keys to this team, because I think you can get 25 a game from those two if you leave them out there and let them play. And I don't know that I wouldn't start bringing Ament off the bench and take a little pressure off of him, and maybe start Amari Evans. But I think Barnes overestimated Ament, and it's hurt him. It's killed him.
To this
he
point,
built a team around him, and I just don't see it.
Hey, thank you, my man. Good talking to you, brother.
Sure.
Hey, Miller, one more time.
Yes.
On this Grunkemeyer guy, this quarterback, because Tennessee's confusing me with what they're doing at quarterback, because they're not. They were involved with the two high-end guys, and I just can't. It's just sketchy in terms of what else is going on. I'm just be honest with people. X seems to think there's somebody out there that they have that they're not telling anybody, and I don't know. I mean, okay, that's fine with me. Could that kid work in their offense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He can throw it. He can spin it. Strong arm, accurate arm. Mobile. You know, he's not Fran Tarkington. I'm gonna date myself, me and Jeff, I know. But he can run enough to escape pressure. But he can throw it. Throws a deep ball well. Yeah, he would be perfect, I think.
Yeah, and the word is that he's going to go down and play at Virginia Tech. But until you sign, you ain't signed. Now, if you sign,
exactly,
You and I both know that, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Miller. I had to ask about him one more time, or I wasn't doing my due diligence. Beanstar, are you fired up, folks, and prepared right now? Where are you?
Yeah, Tony, I'm anxious to see where this journey's going to go here in the off season. I think we're all at a kind of a justifiably so at a higher level of anxiety than we've been in some time.
Yep.
I think that's true with Heupel and the powers that be over there too. But I think that you stated it well in the blog today. I'm a whole lot more interested in where we end than in where we're beginning in this process this offseason.
And once again, Ken Miller, who Bino and I know is a ball knower, extremely knowledgeable guy, and that's why I brought him on. He's really plugged into that Penn State situation. Tennessee's involved with a handful of their guys that could be very critical. And I think that's why you're seeing on the front end them be out in front of this thing. In a perfect world, they would have gotten Chaz Coleman here quicker and gotten him. But Lane Kiffin's going to get in the way of a lot of people's plans. I was so amused to see Texas Tech jump in there and steal Lane Kiffin's quarterback from him. Because Lane Kiffin might end up with the damaged goods. The kid at Arizona State, no offense to him. Again, I said this last week. I wouldn't play around with a guy with that injury. Sorry. I would not be giving that guy $5 million. Let's put it that way. Which is what LSU is going to do. I would not be giving that guy $5 million. But Xavier Gilliam's the other guy that's here. Miller says that the Penn State sources are telling him that Tennessee's also involved with King Mack and A.J. Harris. And look, people that are on the beat, and that's who he's talking to, know where guys are involved. Know where, and this thing's real interesting because it's a good sign for this defensive coordinator, who people say is kind of a hard ass, that these kids would be, if everybody hated this guy, like is the narrative, those guys wouldn't be visiting here. But they realize this guy hard coaches me, but he's going to make me better. And I could go to the SEC, get a bag, play in that big stadium, get on the biggest stage and go for it. There's a lot to like from both camps there. I kind of like our Penn State Tennessee pipeline, Bino. If you can get 3 or 4 of those guys, I'd be thrilled. If they could get that adjuster, Amari Campbell. And listen, Miller told me off the air, because he's a big Penn State fan in football, big Tennessee basketball fan, and he's had to listen to it down through the years about Tennessee's football success. He goes, it's going to kill me to see these Penn State players in Knoxville next year. And I think that's a great compliment to these players, Bino. Yes? Because if he didn't think they could play, he'd go, hey, man, you guys are getting leftover garbage. That's how he is. But he said, hey, you guys are getting some players here.
Yeah, no, you can count on what he's saying there. If he says they're quality player and that he hated to lose them, that's he's being straight up with you. And I agree with you, Tony. I was thinking the same thing along the lines of if Jim Knowles was as difficult a personality as his reputation states, these players would be avoiding him because they can obviously get money other places. We would not be a candidate or a possible destination for them if Jim Knowles was a, hey, you got to stay away from that guy kind of guy.
Amen. So we'll come back on the other side, 865-200. 5402 to numero uno, numero uno, numero doti. Govodoti. Dos Equis. I don't know if my Eagles are going to go for Dos. I think my Eagles are going to have one playoff game, Bino. What do you think of that? Although the Niners aren't playing well either. The NFL's in a weird deal. Bino, you're bringing your head coach back. You sign off on that, yes or no?
Yes, I sign off on bringing Steichen back and giving him an opportunity. Not sure I would bring Ballard back like they're going to do, but I would bring Steichen back.
Bino, do you choose to believe when we come back on the other side that Tennessee has a quarterback trick up their sleeve? Or you think they're kind of flailing there? And I want to ask the living listener that. I want to get some calls in. Your thoughts on this thing thus far. I wanted to spend some time with Miller. I thought it was time well spent. I appreciate him joining us. Miller, a copper card is on the way to you, my friend, from our friends at Calhoun's. They are the taste of Tennessee. Make it one of your New Year's resolutions to visit one of the Calhoun's family of restaurants today. We were at the Corner and Smoky Mountain Brewery leading up to the Christmas holiday. We had a great stop at each one, as we always do. I had some great white chicken chili last night. God, it was unbelievable, Andy! We come back on the other side. It'll be our do hours in one. Do after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols!
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
865-200-5402. I just want to say 867-5309 when I give the number out for some reason, but that's not our number. If you dial 867-5309, is that even a number, Bri? What area code's that in? 867-5309.
Well, that's not the area code.
That's right.
I have no idea. It's 867 is just the first three numbers of the
Alex
prefix
Call,
is what they call
I think the guy that wrote that, I believe, is a math teacher, and it has been, or might be, well, yeah, he's probably still teaching. Math teacher in Nashville. Bino, are you familiar with that song, 867-5309?
Yes.
Yes. It's a great
I had no idea
jam.
who wrote it.
Jenny, who can I turn to? Bow, 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 bow. Let's go to the phones. We'll get as many people in here as humanly possible. Portal Mania is running wild. There are several guys on campus right now. We'll go through some of them here in a little bit. There are reports of others. Brian was just talking about reports of a Kansas safety being there. I don't judge anybody by what school they come from. Again, I will tell you this, though. I want those Penn State players because I want guys in a year or two in this system. And those guys can all play.
The NFL doesn't judge players from what school they come from either.
Amen to that. Or what round you come out of. Here's the thing about the NFL. If you suck, like you're a first-round pick and you suck, there is some political stuff where the GM wants to hang on to you. That does happen. But eventually they just turn you loose and they go, you suck. We made a mistake on you. Goodbye. The guy that comes in camp, though, when they sign a free agent and they see the guy in that those mini camps, they go right away. We got us a player right there, boys. We got away with one. Happens every day in the NFL. So why shouldn't it happen at this level? If it happens at that level, because at this level, you've got high school level, you got no information on these guys. This level, you've got some information on the guys. That level, you got all the information, and they're still missing. Think about that. So anybody judging, well, Lane's getting, he's got this guy and he's got that guy, and there's just because you spend a bunch of money doesn't mean anything. Look at Texas last year. Just because you spend a bunch of money doesn't mean anything. Again, I'm going to tell you this. You can choose to believe it or not. Indiana and Tennessee are spending a commensurate amount of money. It's just the facts. It's just, do you know what you're looking at and do you develop? Do you have a plan? Do you work it? Because if Heupel doesn't have a plan, he's going to get run over. All these guys are. And then you're going to see teams rise, like Vanderbilt for a season. Can you continue it? I don't know. Can they? I don't know. Maybe they can. Who's to say they can't? I don't know. I never dreamed that Indiana 1 year later would be the program in college football. Bino, and we can honestly say that, can't we, with a straight face? They're the program in college football.
They most certainly are. They're the hot program, and they might win a national championship.
I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome in. I guess it makes the game a lot more interesting. Look, I've never had a robust January like this in my life. I've been on the air, 32 years now? I've never seen a January like this, ever. Ever. Brian said, you want to talk about Texas basketball tomorrow? I said, what, are you kidding me? He asked me, you want to get some? I said, basketball? What, are you kidding me? Let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Kevin from Chattanooga.
Hey, Kevin, good to talk to you.
Hey, good to talk to you, too. I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, I went down a rabbit hole recently and looked at the roster for Indiana and looked at where their players came from, and there's like 15 guys that get significant playing time. A lot of them starters that came from James Madison with Signetti. So there are very good players out there in all kinds of different places that you just have to evaluate correctly to get these guys.
Yeah, and our fans are going to freak, right? Because, and look, I'm not spinning. I'm not saying I'm thrilled with like the first weekend Tennessee had. I'm not going to like pee on your leg and tell you it's raining. But at the same time, this thing is all about context, and let's see your haul. But even more than that, you almost have to wait till next season to see who the winners and losers are, right?
That's right. You know, Tony, I was thinking about the gentleman's name Miller, your Penn State guy?
Yeah.
I was thinking a lot about what he said, and I fall into this trap too when coaches leave. Now, my disdain for Banks is justified, I think, but it's very easy for the place the person left from to think about all the negative things, because that's one way you cope with people leaving you for other destinations. The way I look at it is more pragmatic. Jim Knowles, we know at least by year 2 he shows significant improvement in his defense. We've heard from, I guess, 2 different people, one guy from Ohio State and one from Penn State, saying that he's hard to work with, but I just have a hard time believing that. He might be a demanding person to work for, but the fact of the matter is, Hunter, your quarterback's coach, Andrew Jackson, your edge coach, Anthony Poindexter, your safeties coach, have all worked with Knowles. And in fact, a couple of them have worked with him multiple years. And then his analytics guy that's coming with him is another guy that's been with him everywhere he's been. I just find it hard to believe those guys would want to work for somebody they dislike working for.
Well, he's just not a warm, fuzzy guy. But there's a thing in college football called credibility. And, look, do you think Nick Saban was a fun guy to work for, a warm, fuzzy guy to work for? The answer is no. He's a nut job. But people fought to get on his coaching staff. Now, they fought to get away from him sometimes when they had enough of him, but they fought to get on his coaching staff. Why? Being around him will make me a better football coach. And I think that's why a Poindexter followed a Jim Knowles here. You don't think that Anthony Poindexter would have had other opportunities if he would have stayed out there as a free agent and things would have come his way? The answer is yes, he would have. You heard Miller say a second ago, the guy is an excellent recruiter. He connects with kids. He's a very good coach. He's developed guys. He's got a string of, at his position, guys that play in the NFL. He's got 4 of them right now in a row that are starting in that league. And he thinks this Wheatley guy is going to be the 5th. That ain't bad. I mean, compared to what we've been doing here, and to your point, he followed this coach here. Do I think this coach is a warm, fuzzy guy? No. I think he's a Yankee. I think he's kind of a know-it-all guy. I think he's the type of guy that Heupel needs in his building, because I hope he'll go to Heupel and say, hey, why are we doing this and why are we doing that? Because he didn't get along with Ryan Day at the end of it. I think Heupel needs a little bit of that, to be honest with you, don't you?
Absolutely. Hey, Tony, another thing, I couldn't agree more on these Penn State guys coming with Knowles and staff, because I do think having guys who can kind of help guys get lined up and tell them the calls through spring practice and then through the summer is going to be very beneficial. So I don't know if you had talked about this already. I'm sorry if I missed it, but apparently that Amari Campbell guy that Miller was talking about, Austin Price is saying that as soon as he's officially in the portal, he will visit very quickly.
Let's go. Thank you. That's great news, because he's the adjuster. He's the guy they need. And what that will tell me is if he gets here quickly and they strike a deal, that will mean that they talked him into the portal. And I want that. I've wanted to see Heupel do this for years since we've had this transfer portal. Walk them in and sign them. Walk them in and sign them. Show me, show everybody that you have a plan, man. I love that. Don't you love that?
I love it. Hey, Tony, last thing, quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and call my shot here. My prediction on quarterback is that there's one of 2 ways it could go. Number one, they have received word or they have some sort of inclination that Joey Aguilar will get another year. Or number 2, this is going to be a little bit out of left field, but I know there's chatter out there. If Ty Simpson does not get a first-round draft grade, I'm not convinced he won't enter the portal and see what he can get on the open market in the portal. And I could see Tennessee being a major player there.
Thank you. Yeah, we wrote about that over at tclub.team today. We wrote about it last week. There are people out there that believe that Ty Simpson and Tennessee are involved, and Tennessee's trying to tamp down the talk. Again, I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm just telling you, in the industry and the scuttlebutt, all I can share with you. The industry and the scuttlebutt. Doesn't mean it's true, but there are people out there that believe that. X believes that Tennessee's quarterback is not in the portal yet. I take that for what it's worth. He follows this stuff extremely closely. I would call him a recruiting degenerate. And there you go. Bino, Jeff, some people are saying on the YouTube comments that the way I described Jim Knowles could be a description of me, sort of an unrepentant Yankee with a big mouth who's a hardhead. Do you think if I went upstairs and asked beautiful, lovely Laura if that would describe me, do you think she would shut that conversation down, Bino?
I'd say that Laura, under a pseudonym, probably made one of those comments.
And I want to get you guys on record right now. I don't want Joey Aguilar back here next year. I love him. I love his show. I hope he turns out to be okay. It's amazing that he was able to go out there and play with his arm injury and do what he did. I don't want him back here next year. Because a really good story, it'll turn on us if he comes back here next year. And I'm going to have the courage to say it on the air because that's what we do. This is a barbershop here. I realize there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people that will hear this transmission by the end of the day, either live or on Memorex, either over on the Fan Run radio platform where William Patterson's up next, or over on our app, or over on the YouTube, which will have a couple thousand people watching it, or over here, over there, over hill and over dale. Listen, if the guy comes back next year, he becomes a target. I don't want him to do that. They need to go get a quarterback. A cute story could get ugly next year if you bring him back. Am I wrong there, Bino, in saying that out loud? And do you believe, like X believes, that they have a quarterback trick up their sleeve, and then I go back to the phones?
I don't know if I believe they have a quarterback trick up their sleeves, Tony. What I do believe is that history has taught us that we'll be fortunate that we missed on our first option because our first options haven't been very good. Our surprises have been better than our first option. So I'm not disappointed at all that we're no longer in a big money sweepstakes with Sorsby or with Levitt.
Yep.
I'm glad we missed out on those. I think we need a bargain quarterback and stuff that defense. On Aguilar, I would have no problem if Aguilar came back if we're talking about Aguilar or Simpson because I didn't see anything out of Simpson late season, and I know he had no running game to help him, but I didn't see anything late season out of Simpson that would tell me that he would be an upgrade over Aguilar.
The issue with Simpson right now is that his evals are all over the place in the NFL, as evals are. And I was talking to somebody about this last night. If you'll go back and you'll look at, like last year, 1 year ago, okay? Because I remember having arguments with people. The guy at Miami was getting a first-round grade. Nico was getting a first-round grade. The guys that are about to enter the draft, okay, a lot of times start here, and then they end up down here. Or they start down here, and they end up after going to like camp and all this thing, they end up here. The quarterback position, you can move up and down unlike any other. Even from right now to the upcoming draft in the spring. Those that follow the draft know that. And so, just hear me out. For Ty Simpson, if Tennessee decides, you know what, we want you, and we'd like to start a pipeline with your brother in a couple of years, who's going to be top guy in his class in a couple of years. That's just the reality of what you're dealing with there. Hey, maybe we pay you $4 million to come in here for a year and hang out and be our quarterback. To Bino's point, when you take a quarterback like that and you have no running game around him, it really exposes him. In Josh Heupel's offense, the way he can run around a little bit and get the ball out, I think he's a lot better than Joey Aguilar. Not a little better. That's my opinion. And we're going, you and I are going to disagree all the time. But I do think people talk about, well, these draft projections. In one way, you're right. There are projections that have him going like late in the first round. There are also projections that have him being a day 2 or day 3 pick. So his kind of stuff is all over the place. But there are guys out there right now that are going to make a whole hell of a lot more money by staying in college for 1 year as a veteran quarterback than they ever would being an NFL draft pick. We're living in a bizarro world right now. Of course, you don't get that year of NFL time. You don't get that year of toward your vesting in the NFL, towards the union and all that, and your pension. But we'll go to the phones.
Hey, Tony, I will say this.
Yes.
I have great respect for Ty Simpson for his character.
Yep.
And just for the stay-to-itiveness that he displayed at Alabama, waiting his time down there. That's extremely odd in this day and time.
Back to the phones we go. Yeah, well, with a kid like him and Joey Aguilar, you know what you're getting in Joey Aguilar. I'll say that. He's a class act. He's a team-first guy. He's not a me-first guy. He's limited. Not a very good athlete. He's a limited guy. I think Simpson's a better athlete than him, and I'd like to see him in this offense. I think it'd be fun to watch, and it'd be a great story for him to come back home.
Agree with all of that.
But I love Joey. Joey football, he'll always be to me. He saved that season last year. If they would have put, to Bino's point, the kid from Georgia that they evaled, again, this is Heupel's problem here now. If they would have put that kid out there, they were trying to sell people back in the spring, that he was having a good spring, you would have won 5 football games. Okay? So I'm going to keep it real here. Let's all keep it real. Keep it real. Let's go back to the phones. Hello and welcome into our next call. We've had incredible callers thus far. The streak goes on. Let's get our next call in. Hi, welcome in.
Hey, Tony, you better not say that too loud because there's certain people in this fan base that think Joey Aguilar's jersey should be hanging up next to Reggie White's and Peyton Manning's.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I guess Chaz Coleman is supposed to be visiting OSU on Tuesday, revisiting. And there's a thought that
you mean Ohio State?
He did this LSU and Tennessee flirtation just to try to get his price tag up with Ohio State. I don't know if that's true.
Right.
But
if I'm Tennessee, I give him a bag. Now all that stuff we just said about the quarterbacks, I'm going to go on record here, okay? Because I've thought long and hard about this, and me and Miller were talking this morning about this. His opinion, and I think he's right, if Tennessee could add 4 or 5 guys, including that adjuster off Penn State's defense, Bino, all 5 of those guys versus a hot shot quarterback, what would you rather have?
All 5 defensive players.
I want all 5 guys in year number 2 under Knowles. Are we silly for thinking that? Colombo, what do you think?
No, I mean, I'm thrilled to death if they didn't do anything stupid like go and get that Storesby kid or the kid from UNLV. Like, thank God. Because if they'd have done that, Tony, I'd have been so out. Like,
you are so right.
Like, that would have been that kid at Texas Tech is getting 13th pick in the draft level money.
He's getting
13th pick in the draft level money.
$6.5 million
for a guy who's not that good.
That's right.
So
that's right. And Lane, here's the thing about Lane. I want you to elaborate. I hear, because I know your ears to the ground, there's LSU people that think, well, now we've got to get Chambliss eligible.
They're not getting Chambliss. If Chambliss gets his waiver, he's staying at Ole Miss. That's done.
I'm telling you.
D-U-N done.
This Lane Kiffin guy, he ain't as cute as he looked 5 weeks ago.
They might not be getting Kejuan Lacey.
I'm telling you.
Ole Miss is confident that they're going to be able to keep Kejuan Lacey, or Kejuan Lacey's going to go to Texas.
How about Ole Miss's ads? How about Ole Miss's ads out of the portal? They're doing work right now. Colombo, they're showing me something.
Tony, they don't mess around on the portal. They never have. Lane wasn't the brains behind that operation. Like, Lane didn't do much. And I like Lane. Don't get me wrong. But he wasn't the brains behind that thing. Their GM and their collective guy, they were on the cutting edge. They were on the front edge of the portal and the NIL stuff when it first came about and became known as the portal school. But Trinidad, if he gets his waiver, he is returning to Ole Miss. He is not going to LSU. It's done. He's already signed his deal with Ole Miss. D-U-N done.
Bino, in your humble opinion, this Trinidad Chambliss guy, can he play? In your opinion?
That's one of the best performances that I have ever seen in a big football game, what we saw out of him against Georgia. Hey, Mark, 2 quick things. One, you're never done. This is like the mob. You're not done until you're done. The other thing is, do you think Lane is actually hurting himself in the eyes of the kids that are right now on Ole Miss's roster by all of this assistant coach nonsense and meddling?
Lane as Ole Miss continues to win, Lane looks ridiculous. He's all in his feelings because they wouldn't let him coach.
Yep.
And he thought he was going to be able to just destroy the Ole Miss roster and staff, and he hasn't been able to. And I guess Kevin Smith is back coaching running backs today, but the only one that matters is Weiss.
That's right.
He's calling. What do you need a running backs coach for? Prepping for a playoff.
He called them back out of spite. He wants those guys back in his building out of spite, man.
Yeah, and if they do it to, if he does it to Weiss, gives him an ultimatum or something, Weiss is just going to stay at Ole Miss full time. He's not going. Weiss has been a total pro for all this.
Yep.
And I think they're very live to beat Miami.
I agree with that.
They're going to be playing until January 19th
with Indiana, which is going to be crazy. Indiana and Ole Miss guys. Everybody Matt Dixon told me, "Oh, you get them a playoff because it's the same teams." Really, Indiana and Ole Miss.
Indiana. Here's the thing, Tony. Look at what Kirby said after the game. They played Ole Miss.
Yes.
He basically said, "I don't have head and shoulders talent, talent above everybody else anymore. So we got to take risks in game." And that's what he did against Ole Miss. I thought he coached a pretty good game against Ole Miss, except for the last possession. But we don't have. Nor does Ohio State. If you look at that Big Ten title game, man, and you switch the uniforms outside of number 4 for Ohio State, they didn't look all that different. Everybody's got flaws now. Ohio State has flaws in the offensive line. Georgia has flaws on the defensive line. Indiana, they don't have any. I mean, they're just so well coached that they coach around their flaws. But it's just not how it used to be. You're not going to have these dominant 2019 LSU ain't going to exist anymore. It's going to be a crapshoot every year. But you've got to have a baseline of talent now. Don't get me wrong. We don't have it yet. Hopefully we do.
What do you make of us being involved with all these Penn State players, Mark? I think it's a tremendous development.
Because I was against the Knowles hire, but if that it ain't going to be because Jim Knowles is here. It's going to be because of money why they come. Let's be real.
Sure.
But if you can make that happen, it makes the transition a lot better. I wasn't in love with the Knowles hire just because of how complicated his defense is. But if you can get guys here that know the system and get it implemented fast, sure, and we can find a guy who can play quarterback, if it's on the roster or not on the roster. But I don't want to pay through the nose for the quarterback spot. But if you tell me it's Ty Simpson, I'm intrigued. I'm not paying $5 million for him, but I'd pay $3 million because I think he can win you. I think he can get you to the playoff.
Guys, let's look at the starting quarterbacks.
And look, man, whatever they do, just please, I don't need to see Joey Aguilar again. I really don't.
I agree with that.
That kid's not good enough.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry. He's not good enough.
I've come around on your way of thinking. He's a nice story, but he could turn into a real drag.
Last month of the year.
Yeah, he could turn into a real drag next year if he comes back.
He throws double-digit interceptions every time he's played.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bang the guy, but his decision making was just okay. Let's go back. Get off him for a second. So we're back to this. I had a little item in the blog today, something I learned over the weekend. I want to know if you knew this. And Bino and Matt and Bri, if you guys have ever heard this. There is word out there that the Heisman Trophy winner actually committed to and was going to go to Auburn. But Ravano Freeze pulled the trick on him when the Oklahoma quarterback became available and threw him back, Bino. That's why that kid ended up in Indiana this year. Now, Colombo, were you aware of that? Because that's got to be one of the worst mistakes in the history of talk radio, if that in fact happened.
I mean, Indiana's only paying him like $2.5 million, which is a freaking bargain. But here's why Indiana's so good. It's all evaluations. They take guys that fit what they do.
Yeah.
They don't reach, maybe they're reaching a little bit, but Hoover's going to come in there and they're going to coach him up, and it's not going to be any kind of real drop off. Like a little bit, it'll be Thorne, or not Thorne, but the guy that Rourke, but a little better, which got them to the playoff and they get blasted by Notre Dame. But they don't reach, and they've got all the money in the world because their people are very wealthy and they've been on the sidelines for how many years now, and they now decided, wow, this football thing's kind of fun. We should keep doing it.
But they're only spending Tennessee money is what I found out yesterday. And you need to check on that thing about what I just told you about Ravano Freeze throwing that kid back. It's one of the greatest things ever. Can you imagine getting that lucky? Can you imagine getting that lucky here on a quarterback, Bino? Can you imagine that? And he got him for a bargain basement price. You heard Lumbo say.
Ole Miss got a kid that was heading to Temple. Trinidad Chambers was on the tarmac in Philadelphia, heading to Temple, and they got him.
He's right.
And now he's leading the national title game.
So there
are players everywhere. You got to be able to evaluate. You got to have a staff of scouts and GM guys that can evaluate talent and bring dudes in.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you. Bino, what do you make? What do you make of any of this? It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think Mark's right, and I talked to this about to Mike Huguenin. I think now evaluation is more important, and I think they both go hand in hand, but I think evaluation is more important than development because you're going out and getting guys that are already developed. Indiana hadn't developed a whole lot of guys there.
No.
They've got guys that were already developed.
Yep.
Now, they may have developed them when they were at James Madison, but these guys they brought in last year, they didn't develop them.
How about them getting that kid out of the portal because Ravano Freeze wanted the guy, the shiny object from Oklahoma?
Well, how much better is Auburn with what the team they had with Mendoza there as quarterback? I don't know that they're better than 9-3.
Hey, Brian.
8-4 maybe.
It's called how you get fired. When you do things like that, it's how you get fired. And the randomness of this. You know, Miami went into the portal last year and thought they were getting the bell of the ball when they added that kid from Georgia. Bino ranked the 4 quarterbacks left in the playoffs because he's number 4. And he might be the highest priced guy in the deal of the quarterbacks that are left.
Yeah. He's yes.
Yes.
There's no question. Performance-wise, he's 4.
He blows. No offense to him. We can come back on the other side. It is insane. It's incredible. We're tracking it every step of the way. I want to hear from you. We've had some great calls so far. The content's flowing. More after this. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols!
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon
apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
TB back with you. There's so much stuff flowing around, I don't even know where to go. I know one thing. I'm proud to have Bino, Jeff Henderson, and Brian Hartman with me today. I mean, it's just flying. It's hot and it's heavy. It's in, it's out. It's in and it's out. And it's in and it's out. It's moving left to right and right to left. Speaking of which, Bino, and then we go back to the phones. Next year, we play at Arkansas on October 10. Next year, Bino, with time expiring in a close game, there's a 43-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Max Gilbert walks out on that field, Bino. 43-yarder. What does he do?
In the most Tennessee thing ever, Tony, he drills it right down the middle.
It hits the screen. It's good from 65. You and I are thinking the exact.
Did you see the Ravens kicker last night?
Oh, my gosh.
After Tirico gets on there and said he was made of the right stuff.
Poor Lambrito. Let's go. Lambrito won.
Actually, no. Lambrito is on cloud 9 right now.
Lambrito.
Well, in one way, he was right, Bronny. He was made of right stuff.
Back to the.
It went directly right.
Back to the phones we go. He put the kibosh on him. Let's get our next call. And there's no doubt that Max Gilbert next year, he'll go 4 for 4 against the Vols. He'll probably hit like a 58-yarder too.
He'll probably fake one and throw a touchdown.
That's great. Because we never will do stuff like that here. Let's get our next call in. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Happy Beano Day, gentlemen.
Hey, Polo, welcome in.
Holy.
You know, it never fails, guys. It never fails. I'm ready for a good call, I think. And then as I'm on hold, you guys crack some jokes and I lose complete focus, the simpleton I am. When you said that about Gilbert, Tony, that reminded me of all the year that we couldn't complete a 4-yard pass and we fake a punt at the end of the year and that punter threw a 25-yard strike.
Where's he been?
Go ahead, Polly.
Still there, Polly?
Yeah.
Hello?
I think we lost Polly. There he is.
What has happened?
Polly,
Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
now
we
you're
hear
here,
you.
Polly. Go
Polly,
right
are
here.
you there?
Okay, now I got you. I don't know what the heck happened.
Oh, we lost the Polly there for a second. Go ahead.
But do you remember that strike that punter on that fake punt threw?
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I also remember, speaking of kickers, the Doink game when the Eagles played in Chicago the last time the Bears were really good. Who's the kicker?
Well, that was the other thing. I'm
Who
like,
was the kicker?
Lambrito had to have a great day, but he couldn't even enjoy it when that guy missed that extra point.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
And when the double doink happened,
doink
you
game.
literally just fall to your knees.
The double doink. I was at my brother's house in Philly watching that over the holiday, and my son looked at me, and we just looked at each other, and you just know you're going to go on a run when that happens. That led us
Tony,
to our big run we went on.
There was a lot of things worse than the double doink, but when Joe Madden in Game 7 of the World Series, and I'm with my father, and he pulled Hendricks out, who was just in the zone, and
Yep.
When that dude Rashid or whatever is Davis hit that 3-run homer.
Yep.
Oh, I thought I would. I think that was the closest, and I've been near death lots of times in my life, but I thought that was the closest. I couldn't speak.
Couldn't breathe.
I couldn't speak.
Postseason baseball. I still remember Black Friday of '77 when the Phillies blew that 3-run ninth-inning lead. I was like 11 years old. I was looking at something the other day because I'm kind of a junk collector, and I was looking at a program from that era, or like a baseball ticket. That's what it was. A ticket to that game, which was like $14 to get into that game back then. I just cannot, for the life of me, think of a sport more frustrating where you watch something unravel than baseball. But football, when your kicker goes bad on you and you miss a kick when you should win a playoff game, is pretty close to that.
Tony, can you imagine of anything in the world that could stop me from speaking?
No.
All right, let me get to my call.
If
Guys,
Bruins makes
quick,
the Final Four, maybe that might be one of them.
That would be one of them. That would be for sure. And I hope it happens. All right, guys, let me get to my call, please. But I don't care if they're bad prayers or good prayers for the Polish one, but the Polish one has a huge day Friday, and any thoughts or any help I could have with the big man, I'd appreciate it from our Basilio family.
So you're asking for prayer from the Basilio. This is serious now.
Yes.
All right, we're praying for you, Paul.
Big day for the Polish one Friday.
Thank you, Paul. Good luck to you, brother.
Been praying for you for weeks, Paulie.
I know you have, Bean.
Love you, Paul.
I want to praise the interviewer today. That guy is very. I liked him. We need to keep him on, whoever he was.
Miller.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. About the portal in Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And before I had a lot of honest thoughts after that came to my mind after that interview. But before, Tony, I want to share them. Before, I just want you to promise me that Sammy ain't going to take me off the air.
Old Sammy wants to control who gets to call in, Bino.
Wow!
He tried to take Dave off the air, Bino, for life the other day.
That's not the first time, is it?
I mean, what are we doing here, Sammy?
Wow!
In the Ridge? Sammy wants to get the glue gun out for some callers, Bino.
Wow! Can you imagine if the Polish one did that?
Go!
There'd be no show! Go!
Well, you're out of here because you ain't doing that, and he ain't doing that. But you are in our prayers on Friday. Pray for the Polish one. Polish George, if you will. Let's go back to our phones on a busy day. 865-200-5402. Columbus tells us that Coleman, the thought in Ohio State land, because they're used to getting these guys, is, LSU and Tennessee are just being used to get him. I would overpay for him. And I would overpay for those Penn State defensive players and I would overpay for that adjuster who's now entered the portal. The Green Dot guy, a.k.a. Amari Campbell. Let's go back to the phones. In fact, I would focus more on, if you said to me, Tony, you could get one of these high-end quarterbacks this year. I'm not high on any of those guys. The real high-end guys. Or you could get a functional quarterback and add those 5 Penn State defenders. Give me those 5 Penn State defenders who'd be in year 2 under this guy. All day long, all day strong. And twice on a Sunday. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Well, Tony. What's up, Brider? Bino, brother Bino.
There he is, the Ridge Runner.
What is going on, Sammy?
Right on time.
Hey, Bino, is Freddie listening?
Probably.
Because, Tony, did y'all see, I'm in the Carolinas now, and I guess I'm going to pull for the Panthers since the Titans are an embarrassment.
What a great story they are.
But didn't didn't the Panthers, they backdoored their way in after running a flea flicker without the fleas. Didn't they?
What were the Panthers doing the other day,
I think
Bino?
they had a flea. The guy slipped and fell, and they fumbled it.
It was only...
And you don't run a flea flicker on the nearly the other team's 20-yard line either. You do that around midfield.
The game was played, though, guys.
They kept the fleas but forgot the flicker.
Like 90 inches of rain, guys. I mean, it was just a total deluge on Saturday, that game.
I like that league is so bad that it was actually decided by two teams that could not make the playoffs. That division is so bad. It's ridiculous.
If Atlanta beats the Jets, they win the division. All they had to do was beat the Jets.
And Atlanta for their troubles yesterday, Raheem Morris got a pink slip. Congratulations, Raheem. Good win for you yesterday, buddy.
Maybe the Panthers will hire him as an assistant since he put him in the playoffs.
They ought to. They owe him. That's for sure.
Tony, this whole thing is just crazy, the money, and it's going to, part of you is like, man, this is exciting and it's crazy, and part of you is like, man, is this going to ruin the game? It's just like, wow. But, Alabama is an embarrassment to this conference. Their reign is over, and it might just be me, Tony, but the way I was raised, and obviously I was born to bleed orange, but, I just think if I was a 18-year-old kid and grew up a Vols fan all my life and was a 5-star recruit, I don't care if Donald Duck was coaching over there. I'd still go play there to try to make them better. So for Ty Simpson, I'd rather have Joey Aguilar every day besides him and twice on Sunday. The Ty Simpson people out there, including that moron in Columbus, Colombo, that ship has sailed, bud. You had your chance to come here, and you chose to go to our bitter rival. So screw him. He blew that opportunity. We don't want him. We don't want Alabama's leftovers. Go get the kid from Arkansas State or one of these kids that nobody knows. I mean, Colombo comes on here and runs his mouth, and him and Dave can talk up a good game, but they're all talk. What did he pick? He probably picked Indiana to win 4 games this year. He said we were going to suck because we had this kid from Appalachian State that sucks. I mean, he doesn't know ball. I'm sorry. Go get the kid. Go get one of these, nobody knows about. Heupel can obviously coach quarterbacks. His system, it really isn't that hard. He just needs somebody that can throw it deep, and he needs somebody that can run the damn thing. So I say go get one of these cheat kids, and like y'all been talking about, beef up your defense, and let's go out there and kick people's butts. And as far as the basketball team, Tony, like I said, that A-Cuff kid from Detroit, he's going to be one of the best players in the league, in the country this year. And he came out and had himself a game in, one of the toughest arenas. We're going to be fine. Amen's going to figure it out, and we're going to be all right. Love you, brother. Go Vols.
Peace, and same to you.
Jalen Rayner is going to Iowa State, by the way. He's off the table.
All right, thank you, Brian. I have one issue with what Sammy said, and I want to share that with you as we continue. We'll do some overtime today, no doubt about it. But I got one more quick one to get in here.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Basilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair. and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range, and if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery, so you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash. Be back with you, 865-200-5402. Look, Sammy and a Ridge, you and I see this thing differently, and then we'll go back to the phones. I don't think there's any time to be Tom Petty when it comes to this deal. Now, we used to have an artist named Tom Petty, and we had a guy named Tom Petty at UT one time back in the day. And I look, I don't think there's any place for pettiness in this deal. I think there's a lot of times where you're going to finish second for a guy, and you want him to come on back. You want him to come on back. Bino, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with you, Tony. I love Sammy, but I agree with you. I'm not blowing up any bridges because a 17-year-old kid decides to go somewhere else.
Yep, and Heupel, if you think back to that situation, Heupel had literally just gotten here, and the family wasn't going to give him the time of day. They didn't believe in him. They didn't believe in his offense. They thought it was kind of a gimmick. They thought it wasn't going to work. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, whatever. And he went and played for Nick Saban, who was at the height of his powers at that time. I don't blame a guy for that. We didn't blame him for that at the time. I don't blame anybody for that. So, Sammy, I love your show, but I would take Ty Simpson in 5 minutes if I was Tennessee, if the price was right. In the meantime, the great William Pattison is on the way next. Bow thy head when you say thy name. We'll continue to do what we're doing over here in our corner of the world. Hit it, William.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Look, I don't care if a guy commits to me and then goes elsewhere. If he wants to come back, come on back. I don't think in this day and age you can have that mindset or that mentality. In this day and age, man, you just got to keep on going. At least that's my belief. So, 865-200-5402. The thing about Ty Simpson is that again, there's all kinds of stuff out there about him in the NFL and being a first-round pick. The class of quarterbacks this year is not very good. And look, I'm not sure what kind of a quarterback Mario Mendoza is going to be. Are you, Bino, in the NFL? What do you think of Mario Mendoza, Bino, as an NFL quarterback?
Yeah, Tony, if my team were looking for a quarterback in the draft, I wouldn't be very optimistic they were going to find a long-term answer in this class.
So are y'all bringing Phil Rivers back for another year?
No, Tony. I think their expectation is that Daniel Jones will be ready fairly early next year, And I would say that Riley Leonard's performance yesterday encouraged them somewhat.
Back to the phones we go.
I don't know if that's pixie dust, but he played pretty well against a good defense yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good football game. Hey, Bri, those Titans unplugged pretty early yesterday, didn't they? Once they lost that quarterback.
Well, I thought actually you couldn't have scripted a worse start for the Jags. They got sacked in the first play by Simmons, and then I think they got called for holding. It was 4th and 28. The Titans take the ball and go right down the field and score.
Yep.
And Cam Ward gets hurt. I guess he hurt his shoulder diving into the end zone, and that was it. I mean, that game was over after that. That was it for them.
I'll say this, Tony. If he wants to, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Phillip Rivers is on the coach staff next year. Not playing, but coaching.
Interesting. Go back to our phones. Bino, we haven't mentioned it today. You asked Miller about it. We've gone portal wall to wall. By the way, Mark Griffin tomorrow. We got to come up with a name for it. I'm gonna call it like the basketball hour right now.
The Oklahoma quarterback Michael Hawkins is committed to West Virginia, coming from the SEC.
Michael Hawkins.
So he's found a new home.
From Oklahoma to West Virginia. The Rayner kid that you had mentioned earlier, who was Butchie Boy's quarterback, that Sammy was talking about, is committed to Iowa State. Is that right?
Yes.
It's all coming back to me, Celine Dion. It's all coming back to me. Bino, what's your worry level with the basketball program after what we saw? Or are we encouraged that Amari Evans is now a thing as a freshman? Because I think he's a thing now as a freshman.
Tony, obviously, I was disappointed with the close of the game.
Yes.
But I was actually somewhat encouraged. I think that may be the toughest road test of the year. And Tennessee did not play well. They missed a ton of free throws. They're going to have trouble with free throws all year because you can either shoot them or you can't. They turned the ball over a whole lot, and yet right in the game until about the 4 or 5 minute mark, and I was encouraged by Amari Evans. I think this is a team. I don't think this team's as good as our last two. We don't have a guy you can go to and depend on for points. They're going to have to win games in different ways. I don't think it's going to be a very good road team, but I think we're going to be extremely difficult to beat at home.
Shout out to our friends at VIP Play. I think the line on tomorrow night will be about 11. In the Texas game, it's a 9 o'clock tip-off for some reason, local time, which is about the most idiotic thing in the world. When there are a couple of teams in the Central Time tipping off in the earlier window, which makes, well, I don't know, 0 cents. But, hey, it's their dime, their dance floor. And I think the Vols will dust the floor with Texas tomorrow. I'll take the Vols in the points. Tonight we've got the national championship game down in Nash Vegas. Bryce Starr, who do you have in the national championship game tonight? What's the line?
I think Montana State is favored by, I think it's around 9 or so.
Okay.
And Illinois State has had to log something like 8,500 miles on all the trips they've had to take to play these playoff games, 4 straight games on the road. And Nashville is their closest trip. So that's pretty what they've been able to do, going on from coast to coast and all over to win 4 playoff games. It's pretty impressive, but I think it could end tonight. Montana State's a 10-point favorite, and that's interesting.
Damn.
Montana State's probably the favorite. I mean, when North Dakota State got eliminated, they became the favorite. They became the team to beat.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Illinois State beat them?
Illinois State beat North Dakota State, but I think maybe North Dakota State's quarterback got hurt in that game and couldn't finish it. That may have factored into somewhat, but they kept playing well beyond that, and they won a couple games, so they deserve to be where they're at.
What's the tip-off tonight, Brian, that game?
7:30.
I'm excited
it's
for
ESPN's televising it, so
I'm excited
if you
for
miss
that.
Monday Night Football, there you go.
It's going to be played in great conditions, too. It's going to be.
It shouldn't be too cold. I don't
pretty
think.
nice. Yeah, it's going to be a high of mid-60s here, so being like in the 50s. I mean, for what those kids are used to playing in, that playoff that winds through the Big Sky Country and also through the Northeast. I mean, shit. But I'm cheering for that Illinois State bunch tonight. I don't know if they get home. Them plus 10 might be an interesting play for the way they played through the playoff. You can make it real to you over at VIP Play. A $20 bet, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code and the phrase that pays is TN Tony. And remember, live always with 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props options. VIP, if you have a bet in mind, can't find it at your book, they'll make it for you if it's compliant and a bet compliant event or bet type in our state. And remember, live always with 200-plus leagues. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over, located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet. VIP Play. Everybody gets treated like a VIP. We'll go back to our phones on a day where we're fired up, folky, and prepared. It's a very exciting thing to be here with you, to be stacked, packed, and jacked. And let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air.
What's up, boys? It's Lee.
Hey, Lee, welcome in, brother.
So, are you upset that Philly punted that game yesterday? They were the 2 seed.
I don't think.
Don't really care.
No, I don't think the Eagles are going anywhere anyway, Lee. I don't understand why they did that, why they did what they did, but I really don't think they're going anywhere. They don't strike me as some kind of threat to come out of the NFC, Lee.
I don't like them. I mean, you've known that all year, but I think that being said, like, I kind of think that whole division's up for grabs. Like, I don't really think anybody's all that great, you know?
I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying. I mean, I think one thing the NFL's taught us is just when you think you have the answers, especially in the NFC, it totally changes the questions. I agree. It seems to me, though, that the Seahawks are coming out of the NFC till I see otherwise. That's my belief.
I think they're really good. I think if they play a good defense, then Sam Darnold turns into a pumpkin, and that's it for them.
You're right about that. I mean, that's his history. Bino, here I am saying Sam Darnold's going to go to a Super Bowl. That seems like a silly pick, doesn't it, Bino?
It only seems like a silly pick because I said several weeks ago, Tony, that I thought Seattle was going to win the NFC, which probably puts the absolute kiss of death on them.
Well, so Bino, do you think the Colts should have brought in Phillip Rivers, or they should have just let Riley Leonard play like the last 4 weeks? I thought he played pretty good yesterday.
I think they should have let Leonard play. You know, they said he had a knee injury. I thought that was the reason, was they did not want to put him out there because he had some type of knee injury. But watching him perform yesterday, there was absolutely no reason to bring Phillip Rivers in there and play him in front of, instead of getting this kid some time out there on the field.
Yeah, I mean, if he was injured, I guess I understand, but that was kind of head-scratching, like not giving him a shot. But I thought he played really, really well. I thought he looked really good. But I'm with Brian from here on out, man. I'm like Team Jags, like all the way. Like, I'm on the bandwagon.
The Jags are really, really something, boy. You talk about a team that looks like they are a gathering storm as we hit the playoffs. Jeez Louise, man. What don't they do well? What don't they do well? They now have a super kicker. I mean, what don't they do well?
The field goal target line is the 50.
It's pretty damn good, Bri.
I mean, that's ridiculous. He has the 2 longest field goals in the history of the sport in the same year, 68 and 67 yards.
Is he any good, Lee? 60.
He was outside, too.
Lee, he might kick a 70-yarder before it's over.
It's a serious weapon, man, that nobody talks about. Like, these kickers are so valuable, man. Like, especially with the new kickoff rules where you're getting the ball at the 35. Like, Jags get 2 first downs and, like, there are 3 points on the board at least, you know? But, yeah, I'm rooting for those guys, man. I mean, I'm all about some Jags the rest of the year, but let me ask this. If Ole Miss beats Miami, do you really think those coaches are going to leave that staff? They're going to stay at I think they stay at Ole Miss. I don't think they're leaving.
I would love that. How funny would this be if Ole Miss went on and went to the national championship game without Lane Kiffin? How funny would that be, Lee?
I think it's Kiffin's worst nightmare, man, because he's got to put on a good face and say, yeah, I'm rooting for these guys, but you know he ain't rooting for them. You know he does not want them to win. And if they do, I don't see how those coaches can leave.
Hey, a friend in the industry told me that he tried to talk his way in the ESPN set the other day, and they wouldn't have him. The game day set. He wouldn't have him. They would not have him.
I think everybody's one fan of him, man. I think he's turned so many people off over the last couple of months. So we'll see. Yeah, look, the quarterback thing. Look, I think Ty Simpson would be about probably the best you could probably ask for if we're being honest right now. Like, I'm not like super stoked about it if that were to happen, but it could definitely be a whole lot worse. Like I said, I wouldn't want to pay a whole lot of money for him, but you're getting an SEC quarterback that played a really tough schedule this year. Coming in here with some experience is going to face another tough schedule last year. Like, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Well, complete the sentence. He played a really hard SEC schedule behind an offensive line that does not pass block and with zero running game. But other than that, I'm sure it was a real great situation for him. I mean, that's the truth now. That's that tackle was a turnstile.
Alabama was slow up front on both lines of scrimmage. Like, I don't know. I get Sammy. Like, I know it sounds weird getting somebody from Alabama, but look, if the ball kid from Florida wants to come here, are you going to turn him down because he played in Florida?
No way.
Yeah. And the last thing is, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. We were talking about, this comes from this time of year with the NFL when it comes to like tanking and stuff. People talk about trying to improve draft position. You know, we talk about variance a lot when it comes to the outcomes of sporting events. And like, I'm of the opinion that when it comes to drafting players, there's a ton of variance in that too. There's a lot of luck when it comes to drafting players. Like, history will tell you there's not a whole lot of difference in like the 14th player drafted and like the 39th player drafted. Does that make sense? You kind of see what I'm talking about? Like, yes, evaluations are really important. Yeah. Like, you can weed out guys that might have, like, attitude problems that might not fit your culture. All that stuff is definitely important. But, when it comes to actually what they do on the field, there is so much luck involved in it.
Oh.
Like, you do have to get pretty lucky a lot of the times with some of the guys that you're getting. And I think there's kind of a crossover with that in the portal, too, as well.
Sure. And here's the thing. Look, the fact of the matter is, our fans are going to freak if we sign a bunch of small school guys. I am not. Because I know the game. The draft is you make your team from rounds 3 through 7. That's just how winning teams win. They just win in those rounds. They consistently get guys that contribute in their deal. And look, you do have to have star players and upper and high-end players. But, Lee, just because somebody's a star somewhere doesn't mean they walk on your campus and star. It does not necessarily mean that. We've already seen that in the portal.
No, that's the thing is trying to warn people. It's just like, just because you got the money to spend doesn't mean you just go throw it at anybody that wants to come. Like, I think Auburn did that last year.
Yep.
Didn't really work out for them.
No, it didn't.
LSU did that last year. Didn't really work out for them.
You're right.
It's the fit is obviously important. But, I'm intrigued with this Penn State stuff. Like, it would make me feel a lot better if you get some guys that have been in this system before. So you're not trying to teach like 11 new starters how to do this. Like making a jump defensively from like where we were last year to like history says you're not going to make this ginormous jump from like 100th to like 20th. Like you might go from like 100th to like 60th, and that's good, but if you can get some guys that have been in this system and at least know what they're doing and know the play calls and know what's supposed to happen, I think that's pretty big. Like, that's encouraging if they can get some of these Penn State guys.
I'd take 4 or 5 of them right now, Lee, if I could get my hands on them. 4 or 5 of those guys right now. And I would trade you. I would trade you one of these quote unquote high level. You said to me, Tony, you could have Sorsby or all 5 of those Penn State players. Give me all 5 of those Penn State players over Sorsby. Let's do it every day,
God,
shall we?
All day. All day.
All
The Sorsby
day.
thing is crazy, man. Like, look, Texas Tech has to overpay to get guys. Like, nobody's going to go to Texas Tech over Ohio State or somewhere like that unless they overpay for them, and they know that. And these kids are going to use them for, to get their money, and I get it. To some degree, Tennessee's probably like that a little bit too. Like, if we want to get one of these guys, if we want to get Chaz Coleman, we're going to have to probably way overpay for him.
Yep.
That's, which, look, it ain't my money. I'm not paying them. I just want a good football team on the field. But, the quarterback thing, look, I don't understand why every quarterback, if you have a pulse in college football, doesn't get into the portal every single year.
Why wouldn't you?
Most of these guys, this is like your peak, lifetime earning potential is right now.
Yep.
For the most part. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Hey, guys,
All right,
if you look at the situation.
Thank you, Lee. Go ahead, Bino.
Tony, if you look at the situation we're in defensively.
Yep.
You could bring in a Chinese-speaking soccer coach, and we wouldn't be any more confused. I'm not worried about us not being better defensively next year than we were this year.
You have a great point, Bino. It's like the like that Netflix series. I think it's Netflix. No, it's not Netflix. The Ted Lasso thing, where they brought an American football coach over to coach soccer. It's the same. Be pretty hard to be worse than we were defensively last year. Pretty hard. I mean, that poor guy we had coaching our defense about sucked. No offense to him. Let's go back to our phones. And, is Texas Tech, they made the playoffs this year, but are they going to spend enough to, really, really win? I guess if you make the playoffs, it makes it all worthwhile. In 2 weeks, we're going to find out that the playoffs going to go to 16, I believe is what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. Are the Vols a part of that next year? I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not expecting that against that schedule. Are you, Bino? Is that I haven't seen our football team. I haven't seen other football teams. But my expectation right now is not that we're going to be one of those 16 teams next year with that schedule.
No, it is not, Tony. It's not my expectation.
So it doesn't mean that it can't happen. And, maybe I'm out to lunch on that. But
well, they're going to get a lot of credit for playing the schedule they're playing if they can scratch enough wins. They might get a bump.
That's right.
If they get the right wins.
They might be 9-3 and get in. You're right, Bri.
Hey, guys, listen, I don't think the SEC's performance this year. Now, with 16, it's going to be different than with 12, obviously.
Yep.
The SEC's performance this year doesn't help anybody that finishes 9-3 going forward out of this league.
Each league is different.
Yeah,
each year is different.
Yeah, I think that's right, Bri. And I don't think you can blame. How do you put this? I don't know that you can say that year to year, but certainly this was a down year for the league, kind of like it is in basketball. It's kind of undeniable.
Well, let me say this then.
Yeah.
I think the SEC hurt its opportunity to get the benefit of the doubt, which we've been getting.
No question. No question. Now, did it hurt itself in the bowl season, or did it just hurt itself in the season? Because I don't know what these bowl games matter, but the playoffs, let's put it this way, it wasn't exactly a stellar showing by the league. Alabama being the best team in our league, which they were, and going out there and getting the absolute hell beat out of them. And if Cignetti was really ignorant, Bino probably could have scored more points on him, That was Anthony's read being at the game.
I think Georgia was the better team. They beat Bama pretty badly in the championship game, so I don't think Alabama was the best.
That's
team
a good
in the
point
SEC.
too, Brian. That's a good point too. And Georgia being beaten that night, somebody was going to lose that night, and maybe it colors our viewpoint that Ole Miss upset Georgia. It colors our viewpoint that much more. So
no, I think Brian's right. I think Alabama was at best, the third best team in this league. Because Georgia's definitely better than them, and Ole Miss was better than them too, I think.
Yeah.
Looking back.
Georgia was my pick to win the national championship going into the playoff. I thought if anybody's going to do it, it's them. I had two hot takes. It was going to be them, and I knew Ohio State was not going to get to the championship game. Those are two things I said coming into the playoff. I did not have Ole Miss still alive right now. I did have Miami beating them when I saw that matchup. I saw Miami beating Ohio State. But other than that, and now from here, who the heck knows? Anthony reports back to me after being at the Rose Bowl that Indiana and Tennessee look like they're playing two different sports. That was his take after seeing the Vols play several times in person. Bino, he said it looked like they're playing two different games, which probably is not surprising, yes?
No, that is not a surprise.
He said their offensive line...
I think they looked like that for the majority of the season.
Yeah, he said their offensive line as a unit was just doing some literally amazing things. Just like symphonic almost, the way those guys move together. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing this
Hey,
afternoon?
Greg, welcome in.
Hey, Greg.
Hope everybody's doing well. Did want to say right off the start here, guys, you know, we all like that little white ball at baseball and love that. But college baseball always begins in the cold-ass weather. And we've got a game January 31st, gentlemen. Kind of wild.
It might be mild this year, though.
To it. Do what?
It might be a little milder this year, although I'm sure it's going to turn colder at some point.
Yeah, they got to worry about February, but all the colleges across the country do. But anyway, glad to see that. But I was calling, I wanted to mainly speak about the quarterback situation at Tennessee. You know, we got a head coach very good at quarterback in his time. A lot of people call him the quarterback whisperer.
Yep.
I think he needs to earn his money right here, gentlemen. I'm going to get your comment. You got two guys, got one great five-star guy coming in, another guy on the roster now. Take these guys right now when they get to school. Take them right now and work with them all through the off season. And get them ready to play. I mean, in my opinion, this guy they got coming in is as good as Simpson. That's my opinion. Big guy, got good stats in high school, was voted a lot of accolades coming out of high school, a lot of awards that he won.
Yep.
And a smart guy that's got it in between his ears as well. Can learn quicker than someone that's maybe going to be in the portal. I don't know. But what did they do before the portal, before all this? They brought in quarterbacks and they got them developed. And I think he needs to earn his money. Coach Heupel needs to earn his money, guys. He needs to try get the defense straightened out, whatever defensive line, offensive line needs taken care of. He's got two great athletes at the QB position, and I don't know. Might be foolish to say it, but, you know, you got to give these guys a little bit of work in helping them way before the season starts. And I don't know if he's that good of a quarterback developer, then that will really tell us if he is or not.
Hey, Greg, two things. I'm looking down at the baseball schedule. February 13th versus Nichols is our first game, unless you see something different. Where did you get January 31st? What game were you mentioning?
Well, that's our Columbia State Junior College.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah. they're going to Northwest Mississippi for a doubleheader, and then those guys will be coming up here the 1st of February. They've swapped out a home-and-home deal, and they'll be up here the 1st of February for a doubleheader. So
you scared me
I
there,
knew
Greg.
Tennessee wasn't far behind.
You scared me, Greg. And then the second one is, I don't think in a million years I would ever take a guy out of high school to start for me if I could get a guy 5th year in the SEC who's proven he could play a little bit. Bino, what do you think?
Yeah, Tony, if it's me, I'm not starting Faison. I'm not running him out there against that schedule as soon as he shows up. I am a little bit disappointed that we're to this point with GMAC, and they feel like they need to go out and get someone else to play.
Yeah. Greg, they're really dragging me over on the YouTube. They're saying, Tony, he said his school. Would you please learn to listen? I mean, Greg, that's a tough audience when you've been sitting in here for 2.5 hours, and before that on the phone for a couple of hours trying to get all this portal nonsense underway. I mean, it's a tough crowd, Greg, that I play to every day. It's a tough crowd, bro.
Hey, buddy, I love what you do, bro. You're right in there with everybody. Don't worry.
It's a tough crowd, Greg.
Hey, did want to say Mike Vrabel with New England was at the Titans, and they let him go.
Great organization.
And now he went there, and look what he's done for those boys. And I'm going to tell you, in pro football, they got 6 coaches looking for a job today. That's ridiculous, in my opinion, because the new head coach, whoever they get, it's going to be the same damn deal for at least maybe 2 years. I mean, it's not going to be a winning season next year for these guys that are looking for a new head coach. And that's kind of stupid, in my opinion.
If I were the Titans, I would go hire that Stefanski guy tomorrow. That's a 2-time coach of the year. He knows how to win. With the GM they have there right now, Borgonzi, he would be a nice pair. He would be out of the clutches of Jimmy Haslam, who could not leave well enough alone. 2 years ago, they had Baker Mayfield. They were in the playoffs. They got kind of run on a Saturday afternoon in the playoffs, and Jimmy Haslam had to step in there, like he did here many times, overstep his bounds. They mortgaged their future on a guy that only had about 24 counts of sexual assault levied against him. I don't know whether he did it or not. I wasn't there. But, Bino, when you get accused 24 different times of doing something, chances are you might have an issue. And the guy is a thug and an idiot and a terrible quarterback. And while we're on the subject, Jimmy Haslam's not very good at sports, Greg. A two-time NFL Coach of the Year. And they fire him because the idiot owner couldn't stay out of the way. The guy's a total, complete idiot when it comes to sports. He needs to stick to truck stops, Greg.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And in the game yesterday, when Ward got hurt, he had dove into the end zone, and it was a late hit, in my opinion. A guy come right in with his shoulder.
Yes.
And Ward was, already practically down in the goal, over the goal line.
Yep.
That was a trashy hit, in my opinion.
Bryony Boy, dirty hit by your guys? Bryony Boy, dirty hit by your guys? How do you plead, Bry?
Nothing stood out to me about it being dirty, I don't think. I think he just landed awkwardly, perhaps.
Greg, do you think Brian's Jaguars flame out in the playoffs, or do they realize their potential here?
Hey, if their quarterback stays healthy, they'll be tough.
Brian reminded me during our break, because I forgot what he was talking about. Butch Jones had that kid on a visit here and ignored him. And then Bob Welton told that kid's father that your son doesn't figure in our plans because he's not good enough to play for us. That kid went home and burned his Tennessee jersey and went to Clemson. That's true. He grew up a Tennessee fan. He was a big Peyton Manning fan. You imagine having Trevor Lawrence, and you could get him out of high school, and they ignored him on a visit.
Wow.
True
yeah,
story.
I knew. I remember back then they talked about that.
Yep.
I had forgotten, but that's kind of crazy too, you know.
Yep.
But anyway,
Greg,
I'll
awesome call.
talk with you guys later. Have
Thank
a good
you.
day, brother.
By which all others will be judged. I thought Greg was talking about the Vols, Bino. Did you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I tried to look up the schedule real quick, thinking, wow, we're already in the month we're going to start.
You know what somebody on YouTube said? One of these damn.
He does play-by-play for Columbia, so he obviously had that date.
You know what? One of these damn wise guys over on YouTube just said. You imagine, Bino, that organization firing that Stefanski guy when he's literally the best thing that ever happened to them. That sumbitch can coach. And if the Titans were smart, they would go get him. Because somebody's going to get him. And just like Vrabel's winning in New England, that guy's going to win. That guy's a really good football coach that they threw in an impossible spot. They didn't have a first-round pick for 3 years. How are you going to win with Jimmy Haslam lurking over your shoulder? You know what somebody said? Tony, I'm going to read it to you guys, okay? Because this is Joshy Boy's Cauliflower. Stefanski has to be an asshole. He's from Philadelphia.
Joshy Boy's Cauliflower.
Now, what are you laughing at? The name Joshy Boy's Cauliflower or what that man said to me?
I think both of those are humorous.
Yeah. I think you both are number one.
I'm angry about the second one, though. I laugh when I'm angry. And not to answer your question, I wouldn't expect the Browns to do anything else.
What a bad organization. It's fun to listen to them implode every week, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Fun to listen to them every week. There's some guys in here that are ripping off some good one-liners today. Alan Ward said, maybe, just maybe, Jim Knowles could put some weight on Nate Ament by the end of the year. We're mixing our sports here. Bino, Nate Ament's lack of whatever he lacks is pretty alarming. His lack of physical presence on that basketball floor for a guy they paid $4 million for is startling to me. Now, I do
He doesn't even know how to get a ball across half court in 10 seconds.
I do think he's going to be a nice player in time. I do. But his body language on that basketball court Saturday looked like he was saying, get me out of here. Now, look. We had people that were at the game, which is great doing the post-game show because you get these insights. A couple people that were there saying that Arkansas's crowd targeted him. So every time he touched the ball, they were giving it to him, and they were really heckling him and screaming at him. Hey, listen, man. You're one of the top players in the deal. Your head coach afterwards dug in his heels and said he'll be the best player in the country by March. Hey, Coach Barnes, love your show. I'll take the field on that one, brah. How about you, Bino? I'll take the field. And I love Coach Barnes.
Yes, I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to the best player. I don't think he'll be the best player on our team in March.
That's an accurate statement.
What I think we have to do is readjust our thinking here. He's never going to be the $4 million guy we paid for. But at 6'10", that can handle the ball, he can be a contributor for this basketball team going forward. Just never at the level that we expect.
And he continues.
I just hope he learns to call a timeout when the official about to throw his arm out.
Hey, Brian, what about the guys on the sidelines who have that ability to do that? Not helping him. Wasn't good.
I think Nate's going to be a lot like our basketball team. I think he's going to be a much better player in Thompson Bowling than he is on the road.
And by the way, we said this on the post game. Here's a takeaway for you. If you had to lose that Arkansas game to discover that Evans kid, that's a trade I'll make with you. I'll make that trade with you. Hopefully, that kid's time increases. I want dogs that want the basketball. That kid was not afraid in the toughest environment. Now, that's the toughest environment you could possibly play in, and I want the dogs. Can I get an amen from you? I mean, I want guys like him who are not afraid.
Amen. Let me ask you this, Tony.
Yeah.
Would you rather Mint be great for us for 1 year, or Evans develop and be really good and be here 4 years?
Well, the conversation behind the scenes is we've got a building block. They already know that. Him and Boswell are two strong players they know they can build around. They did not think that about Boswell coming into the year. Boswell sort of flexed here. I didn't think it about Boswell because I listened to them. Okay? Because generally, what I hear from that camp generally is what occurs. But they had no choice but to give Boswell a chance this year, and he stepped up. He gets a lot of credit. I can't wait to ask Mark Griffin tomorrow in the noon basketball hour when he joins us. We're going to tackle that. We're going to tackle Nate Ament and how to kind of play this thing out and what he's seeing. Because one of the things that Griff told me, Griff goes to a ton of practices. And in the preseason, he went just about all of them. And he came on here for an hour and he gave us all kinds of, kind of great information because he saw it. And one of the things he saw was this Ament guy is really special and really different. Now, Mark and I touched base this morning. I said, Mark, is that the same guy that you saw on the practice floor before the year? And he went, heavens, no, not the same guy. Not the same guy. He said, and I'll elaborate tomorrow. He said, ask me that tomorrow. I said, don't worry. I will ask you that. Which is interesting, right, Bino? He says he's not even close.
Absolutely.
Not even close. Which tells me that kid is in there somewhere. I just think it's interesting that Barnes is kind of digging his heels in publicly. And Barnes is heavily invested in this guy. Bino, it feels like on being right on this guy. Isn't that an interesting thing to watch Barnes do? Because usually in the press with a kid like him, he would be using the press to get this kid's attention. He's not doing that with him. I think that's interesting.
Yes, it is. I think he recognizes the fact that that's not the way to get to Ament. I don't think Ament's a kid that's going to respond to that. I think he'll respond more positively to being somewhat sheltered by his head coach in public and coached hard behind the scenes.
Somebody said that the Evans kid's from Pittsburgh, he's got dog in him, unlike those Philly people who just talk. Go ahead, Bino.
No. I stand against this constant ripping of you, Tony.
And Nega Dave, in today's college sports, you have to build for today. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, Bino, Brownie boy, Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, guys. How are things going?
How you doing, Joe?
Well, I'm making it. I don't know what to make of the Vols. The basketball Vols. I really don't know what to make of them.
I mean, look, Vanderbilt's on the top of the world looking down on creation right now, brah. Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, but hey, as I told somebody this morning, Wednesday is going to be the measuring stick. We got Bama and Memorial. So we win that game. I think, I'll have a better gauge of where they're at. Now they're not bad. Don't get me wrong.
I find Vanderbilt legit, and I find the league very much up for grabs. And why not Vanderbilt? Why not now?
Well, I mean, hey, look at what happened to the football team. Women's basketball team beat LSU yesterday.
That sophomore that Vanderbilt has is a hell of a player. That girl.
Oh yeah.
I think she's from where is she from? Like Northeast somewhere. She's a hell of a player, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, she can turn it on. She can turn it on like a light switch.
Woo! I mean, she play? Wow.
Yeah. I want, and that little Galvin kid that they've got, the freshman from Chicago.
They're fun to watch now.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's got it going on right now. Vanderbilt's got the they're like the all everything. What did Danny White say about us, Bri? What was the slogan? That's what Vanderbilt's doing. They're like the all everything school, especially bowling.
Joey's kind of turned back the clock here, Joe, to when I was in high school, when the Big F troop was battling against Alabama.
Oh yeah,
Leon Douglas and the crew.
Right. I mean, I think that game Wednesday is going to be interesting in a lot of ways. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Alabama beat them. Wouldn't surprise me if Vanderbilt beat Alabama.
I know what these people on YouTube are cheering for by their reaction to your call.
Hey, look, that's fine. It's sort of like the football deal. You asked me if I was confident before we played y'all in football. I told you very. Look at how it turned out.
You know what's going to happen when we play you in basketball, big boy?
I mean, right now, I'm very confident that we can beat you guys. How's that for an answer? I'm very confident, Tony.
Vandy Joe.
In both buildings. How's that for an answer?
Oh, guys, this guy's talking massive. He's talking massive garbage right now. We're gonna fold you guys.
No. I'm talking truth. I'm just saying. I think right now, if they were to roll the ball out on the floor, it would be. I think you'd be really interested in what would go on.
Vandy Joe, are you going down to watch the Little National Championship tonight?
No, I'm doing well to walk, Tony.
God bless
right
you,
now.
man. It was so great seeing you. It watered my soul, man, seeing you right around Christmas time. It really did.
Well, I appreciate that.
Keep fighting, brother. Keep fighting.
I am. Hey, they did the test on Friday. I'm waiting for the results, and hopefully I'm going to get this mess resolved.
You are going to get – Elander's going to roll y'all like a joint cigarette this year in baseball.
I don't think so.
We're going to beat you 5 times.
Hey, let me just. I'll make you a prediction. It may be the kiss of death.
You're going to lose 5 times to us before it's over.
We're gonna roll. We're gonna sweep you guys in all the major sports this
year. Shit, Vandy Joe's feeling it.
What do you think about that, big boy?
Vandy Joe, thank you. I'm crumpling you up like the can you guys are, because you guys are a
Vandy
can.
Joe, you're out of here.
You've always been a can. You'll always be a can. You're nothing but a tomato can to us. A can. I mean, good gosh, Bino. They get one quarterback. What descent is he, Brian?
Diego Pavia?
Yeah.
Is
he Mexican?
I would guess, but I'm not sure of that.
Cans. Come on now. What are you doing? Bino, are you afraid of them? They get one Mexican quarterback who leads, and I give the kid a lot of credit. The kid's incredible. The Paisans and the Mexicans, we like our faith and our family, and we're a little loud and we're obnoxious and everything else. Alan's asking where the caller Florida is. Bri, why does Florida go dormant? Where's Florida right now, Bri?
Guess what? Florida got mollywog. That's why we haven't heard from Florida. Could it be?
Oh, my gosh. Woo! How about Vandy Joe saying they're going to beat us in everything? They're going to sweep us.
That better not happen.
You know, we've gone to
Did he tell us when? Did he tell us when?
We've gone to like a paperless society, or I would have crumpled the paper on him. Somebody said we need to bring the crumpled paper back.
We should retire that forever in honor of Roger.
Yep.
No more paper crumpling.
The late, great Roger. Good stuff. Well, Bino and Bri, you guys have been incredible in the form of clapping your hands. It's been a lot of fun today. Anybody else have any final thoughts for us?
No, Tony, it's been a lot of fun. You guys have a great week.
Love you, Bino. Talk to you Friday.
No, you won't.
What? Love you. See you, Bino. See you, Brian. Till we meet again. Tomorrow, Griff will be here. John Adams will be here. We'll continue to track the portal. Check us out at tclub.team. When news breaks out, we break in. Today, we had some great stuff. You want to go back and listen, those of you that missed it on the first part of the deal. I want to thank all of our terrific sponsors. 2026 is going to be a great year. I can feel it in my bones. And we're going to have a lot of fun this year in all these sports. And we're going to continue to do what we do here, which is do what we do. Do what we do. And be patient with Tennessee in the portal because, and I'm trying to stay patient and not go crazy. And then if at the end of this we need to rip them, we'll rip them. But right now I'm just keeping my powder dry, keep my hopes up. With a reminder that there are really, really, really good to very good football players all over the place. Can you find them? Can you develop them? Can you implement what you want to implement and win enough games to keep your job? All these guys, it's the trick of the trade now. The high school kid has never meant less than right now. The next 2.5 weeks they're beyond critical for the upcoming season. Love your show. Appreciate you. Peace. G to the B to the O, and let's hit the Porto. And bring on the Penn State players. I want all 5 of them. I will trade you 5 for 1, Von Hayes. Look it up, 5 for 1, Von Hayes. We used to chant that at Von Hayes when I was a kid, 5 for 1. Phillies traded 5 players, including Willie Guillermo Hernandez, who's a fringe Hall of Fame relief pitcher, with the Detroit Tigers for Von Hayes, 5 for 1. We chanted 5 for 1 at him his whole career in Philly. Just taunted the guy. 5 for 1. I'll trade you all 5 of those Penn State kids that are in the portal for one top flight quarterback. Any day, all day, every day, twice on Monday. Peace, we love you. Give me some likes over there at YouTube. Please do that. It helps people continue to find us, and we continue to grow. We continue to grow like a we. We appreciate you. Peace. And for those that missed today's show, let me run it back for you in the form of a clap in your hands. And let's see here. Run today's show back for you and make it happen with the greatest of ease. G. Why is that playing in the background? I have no idea, but let me do this. All right, here we go. Here's today's show right back at you on the Ave. Why does that sound distorted? That's interesting. Too loud there? Listening back to that with you. Yeah, 67 likes is embarrassing, Steve. I agree with that. That's people being users,
You found
in my
the Tony
opinion.
Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com.
Now, why doesn't that sound good? Hang on a second here. Try this again.
On your smartphone or tablet.
There it
Another
is. That's
thrilling,
better.
chilling, and sometimes
Yeah, 67 likes is y'all using
the
me, as
Basilio
far as
Show
I'm concerned.
is on the way next.
Easiest thing to do is hit
Tips
that
are
like
always
button.
appreciated.
Not that I want to
here at
bitch,
TonyBasilio.com.
I'm just calling it like I see it. First thing people should do is go in there and hit that like button and want to share the fact that you found a great show that you want to share with others. And you want me and Laura and our team to get rewarded for that. First thing you should do. I mean, I'm just saying. And as he used to say, when I'm on the mic, there won't be no delaying. I mean, 67 likes. I mean, that's an embarrassment. It's a total freaking embarrassment. One day you're going to turn this thing on. I'm not going to be here. And then what? Then when are you going to hit the like button then?
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's all wild and woolly. My name's Tony Basilio. Kind of wild, kind of woolly. On a Monday, it is the first Monday of portal season. Welcome in. Happy portal season to you and yours. It is running wild. It is all happening in front of us. It is a movement shaking the nation unlike any other. The college football world is reacting in real time. The glitterati in the college football world is reacting in real time. Tennessee has some real difference makers on their campus today. I asked the question, are the Vols about to open a Penn State pipeline? Because they have a couple guys on campus, one of whom is being crystal balled right now to LSU. But the way this thing's working, and I just want to caution you of this, okay? Because our UT Insider Orange Throat got all, stirred up in the blog, and that's okay. I got time for everybody to have a little emotion and this, that, and the other. But this is one little snapshot in time here. And I'm going to bring Brian and Bino in here, both of whom are NFL fans. Like, I'm an NFL fan. Some of you are not NFL fans, or you might cursorily watch the NFL. But I want to put a couple things before you here. And I'm not spinning for Josh Heupel. I'm not. Because I don't know how good of an organization guy he is. I don't know how good of an organization guy he isn't. We're going to find out. Because if you're not buttoned up in this deal, you're going to get your ass run over. That's the reality of it. The guy at Indiana is the best in the business. And I wrote today in the blog over at tclub.team, we got 4,400 words dedicated to the portal basically today. 4,400 words today in a free blog. You're not going to see anything online like that anywhere, including the X-Man who's got a report, our recruiting guru to the stars. The X-Man said he's got a bunch of guys that he recommends Tennessee gets involved with. From the lower divisions. People say, well, I don't want those guys. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Here's how this thing's going to work, okay? You got a couple guys, like right now on Tennessee's campus, in for a visit. Let me get my notes here. You've got some high-ticket guys that are on campus right now. Chaz Coleman. Went to LSU over the weekends, here now. Got in last night around midnight. Here's the deal. You get him, great. That's awesome. Okay? You get him, that's awesome. Not going to solve all your problems, though. Nice player. Great defensive lineman. The way you win at this thing is by numbers, and you follow the Indiana model, which is you identify from lower divisions and you develop. The way you build NFL teams is on that third day when everybody else tunes out. The best organizations, the Eagles, constantly are finding guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. When everybody else, that's the part of the round where every 5 minutes you're picking a name off the board. That's what this is. This Coleman guy is a first-round pick. if you want the NFL draft thing. But then you've got guys like, Anwar Sadat O'Neal, who's a Philly boy. Anwar. His friends call him Annie. Anwar Sadat O'Neal from Delaware is a guy who's kind of rising. He'd be like a guy that went to the combine and maybe he slips, Or maybe he's like a second-round pick. You got to pay him second-round pick money. But then you're going to have guys that are going to come in through the back door that are going